Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Who's there? Who's out there? Hopefully everyone can hear me. Sounds good? We're going to be live for the entire draft call if you guys are here on YouTube. If you guys are here on TikTok, come to YouTube, but you could also watch it on here too. We'll not be showing the draft, but we'll show the draft order and the reaction as the draft picks come out. The Bears are already about to make their pick right now. So get ready. Shocking pick incoming, y'all. They're not trading Herbert. Stop even talking about that crazy. Huh?
Do we need to use the mic?
I don't know. Will they?
I don't know. Can they hear me? Can they hear me?
Is the volume up on that?
Is the volume up on it?
I don't hear myself talking.
Well, I put the volume down.
Yeah. Well, just for the test. You can see what we hear. Everything sounds good. Some of these are way too high. Let us know in the chat if you guys can hear us. All right. What's up, Harrison? Harrison's in here. Help us with that. If you guys are here on TikTok and YouTube, so you can help us with the audio here. I sound good, it sounds like.
You sound good.
Joe, who do you want the Raiders to take?
Anybody.
Okay. That's really narrowed it down.
Really helpful.
Look, there's a lot of good players. And I want the Raiders to be the best notable player. And I would love it for them to surprise us and still take another team.
Okay. I don't hear anything. Can y'all hear Joe? Let me try and unmute this. Try again?
I am talking already. Like, wouldn't it be amazing if the Raiders came out and they go, hey, we're taking Byron Murphy to go along with that line? I would love it. But if they come out and say, we're taking I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Just crank it all the way up. So you can hear it. So I can adjust.
Harrison, Stormcast, the nose sip. Who's that?
There we go. All right, Tony Taylor.
Well, Joe, as happy as you would be about getting Byron Murphy next to Christian Wilkins, I would be always disappointed if that's the case.
Perfect. There is some interference on this.
I want to know. How you guys are going to feel when the Chargers are on the clock and they take J.C. Latham.
We're not going to feel it.
I'm not going to be super jacked about that, but I get it. I understand. It's exactly what Harbaugh wants to do. Run the football, put a bunch of bullies on the offensive line, and crush them. That's one of the best ways to do that.
Spit some bars, man. Spit some bars. Come on.
Eminem. I'm just telling you. Like, there's a lot of different – this draft is a lot different than what people are putting on, like the mock drafts and all that stuff that we've been seeing. I think there's going to be a lot of big names, a lot of different names going the first 10 than we think. Because everybody's thinking quarterback's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix all fall. I don't think they're going to go as high as – like Peter Schrager was talking yesterday that there could be 6 quarterbacks taken in the first 15 picks. I'm not buying that.
6 in the first 15. That's almost half the first 15 picks.
How does this team not have any Super Bowl appearances when they just trotted out Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson? They had Matthew Stafford. I actually know the answer to that question.
Yeah, you've watched the whole thing.
Look at the difference between Amon-Ra and Calvin Johnson. They don't even look like they play the same sport.
They even play the same position, let alone the same sport.
What's up, everybody? Come on over to MJT Football on YouTube. We're going to be talking on there.
Monroe just signed a contract that probably makes more money than Calvin Johnson made his entire career.
Probably 100%.
Do I think the Raiders traded for Jaden Daniels? No.
That would be right now.
Yeah, it would be very expensive to move up to number 2. And Washington, I think Washington has waited so long to get a quarterback. Like, why would they give up somebody like Jaden Daniels when they have him right there?
They should announce the first pick. They should the Lions player announce the first pick. Thank you, Rose. Love you. You're the best.
This is another thing I hate about the draft is everybody knows Caleb Williams going number 1. But watch, they're going to put 10 minutes on the clock, and we're going to have to wait 10 minutes before we hear the pick.
Exactly.
Like, the first pick.
Okay, we're on right now on YouTube. You guys want to come watch on YouTube? NFLMike or MJ or Morley. This camera, you guys are camera. Full screened up like this. Y'all are beautiful.
Is that really a thing?
What's up, Robert?
Or what? Yeah, we didn't. We're gonna how to get out of here? Here.
We're gonna get out of here one.
I don't know if you guys are on here. Are you ready? On here, look at this shirt. Al Davis inspired T-shirt. Once a Raider, always a Raider right here. You guys want to check it out? Fifth down. Is it fifth down shop? Right?
Yeah, fifth down dot shop.
Fifth down dot shop.
Links about to. Not here about it.
Yeah, you guys can check this out.
As much as I don't like the Raiders, it's probably my favorite design. That the pirate ship model.
Some guy bet $3K to win $500 at Caleb Williams first.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like 20,000 or like negative 20,000 or however gambling props work.
So we're just like people just wasting money out there, just showing off. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So if you wager 20 grand, you make like.
What's up, Soil?
Really?
So
Jim Plunkett kind of looks like Kyle Brandt a little bit. You see it?
A little bit. Oh, that was a great draft.
I really thought
Tim Couch, Donovan McNabb, and Kenny Smith.
I really thought Kelly Smith was going to be good.
That's another great draft right there. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. No, I'm good. Who you got? If you guys are on here, who do you guys want your team to take? And if you're a Raider fan, who do you want the Raiders to take? Let us know. And if you guys come on over to MKT Football on YouTube, we're live on there. Mike, Tony. Last year, Lions fans did not like us. Remember this? Remember last year? Lions fans were not happy with us.
Lions fans were mad because we thought they could have got some of the players that we drafted later in the draft. Now, obviously, you never know the answer to any of those questions, right? Like, nobody knows if they would have won like Jack Campbell if there wasn't another team that would have taken him, or even Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Mm-hmm. So they got the guy they wanted. And so far, it seems to work out. I don't think I remember anybody saying that it was bad picks. It was just more of like a value conversation where it is. And really the only way that we're going to be able to tell over time, like whether or not it's good or bad, is how it works out in big games. Like, could Jalen Carter have made an impact to get the Lions to the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Like,
yeah.
Do you think that Jalen Carter could have put together a couple of inside pass rush moves would have had the Lions in the Super Bowl? We don't get to find out.
This is.
I believe it would have.
Sorry, this is my favorite part of the draft too. Seeing I guess it's also the fucked up part is like you see all the girlfriends next to them, and then 3 years from now it's not the same one. Like, they all think they hit the lotto, and then
have you seen the Russell?
Yeah,
that's by far the worst. That's the word.
Well, the CD Lamb has the best draft day, where like the girl takes the phone from him and he's like,
He curved the crap out of it.
like, give my phone back. And then last year you had Will Levis's girl, and then she ended up leaving him or
Yeah.
around. He's like, I want a first rounder.
Wait, do we have NFL Network at least?
NFL Network. Well, let's check out here. Let's see if they changed it out. I thought that the draft already started.
Well, because they might
They might
not.
have switched.
They might not show you the look that you want, anyways.
So just
There
Robert
is no-
Bell pick with this pick, and
I would assume they have access to it because
what if we just watch our own?
we don't have access to what we're talking about. I prefer
This one's NFL.
listening to DJ.
So Vikings could just let Michael Penix fall over at 11. Have fun with that.
I actually think that would work out quite nicely.
Why would it? Why give up the high price if you have the
Because
same
I
grade?
want the Chargers to have picks 11 and 23.
Yeah.
That's why.
Exactly.
Now going back out, I've always thought the Chargers are going to trade out at number 5. Today, I don't. I think the first trade that we'll see will be at number 6, the New York Giants.
For what? What are they
I think they trade back.
to the Jets?
Yeah, to Jets, to somebody, they trade back.
No.
I can see the Giants moving all the way back. That could be the team that they can move all the way back to the Rams if they wanted to. They can move all the way all around the board. I can see the Giants being the ones that move.
I think that the Chargers may be playing a little bit of mind games with people here, saying, "Yeah, no tackles are going to get past us. We're going to draft the top offensive tackle, and then that gets the Cardinals, switch the Giants, and then they go." Except we changed our mind. NFL Network. Yes, that's cool.
So see, we already know it's Caleb Williams. 4 minutes
Just announce it.
No, what do you like? You just showed the war room in Chicago. They're not doing anything but sitting there.
So somebody explained this last year why they wait all the way until the end, and I think that it's so that they can. There's like some sort of information gathering that they're doing for like later picks or.
They're
like
buying
things like
time.
that. But for the first overall pick,
Oh, the pick is in, Tony. As you were talking,
yeah,
the Bears said, "Tony, shut your mouth."
we've waited long enough. We're not going to make you wait 10
We're not. But they could have been doing work hard because the Bears have the number 9 pick.
Yeah,
they could be doing work around that pick right now.
I don't think I would have been this shocked since like the Tiger Woods news a long time ago if this pick is not Caleb.
Which Tiger Woods news? A bunch of them.
Like the original.
Okay.
Like, dipping out on the.
Yeah. You hit him with a golf club.
What's up, Fernando?
Like, I just remember like thinking like Tiger Woods, like, sort of the squeakiest person ever. This guy only thinks about golf, and he's just a human, just a man.
Yeah, I'm a big LeBron James fan, but I don't believe
that he's that squeaky.
Yeah, not in that department.
Kill all my naive dreams.
He's faithful to travel the world.
Well, the cool thing is Caleb Williams showed up today with his fingernails painted silver and black.
Oh. You see Robson in here, Tony? Say hi to you.
What's going on, brother?
He misses you.
How's life?
Robinson.
We got to have him on a show. I want to know what he thinks about his Jets and the fact that they're going to be starting an offensive tackle that hasn't played a full season since like 2016.
The first pick is going to be announced right now, Steven. So here it is.
Shit. There we go. I'll get back in a second.
Shocker.
Wow. I did not see that coming. Caleb Williams. Wow.
That got me. That got me.
I mean, yeah, Caleb Williams officially first round pick. There you go. Let's go. He knew it. Everybody knew it.
He did say that his suit was going to be fired when I watched him on Pivot, and he did not disappoint. This is a fantastic suit.
I like it.
So now the draft begins, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody knew it's Caleb Williams. Washington can go with Jaden Daniels, and the draft will fall correctly. Or Washington pivots.
He's not even taking this shit. I'm sorry. He's not even taking this shit at all, Joe. He's like running down the thing. He's like, I have no time to waste. I got to get back to training. Like, he just sprinted down the hallway. The guy tried to give him a hat. Was like, take a picture in our social media cam. He's like, get the F out of my face. Straight to the stage.
Yeah, Robert, somebody won $500 today.
Versus that 20 grand, won 500.
No, in Joe's scenario, they risked like 100 grand.
To give 500.
Yeah.
What if the Bears like?
Did they give him a little kid jersey?
That's not a little kid jersey.
How do you? He didn't. I was trying to look for the fingernail paint you were talking about, but I didn't see it.
I don't know.
He's just making it up. Let's talk about this. There's been so much pressure put on this kid now, and he's got a loaded ass offense. What's the expectation here for the Bears? How many wins are you calling right now?
I really like the Bears. What the Bears have done over the past. Let's go since the Claypool, right? I think it's been pretty sound. I was a big fan of the Montez Sweat deal. I think that if you have a lot of cap space, why are you not spending it on players that are personally unsure? That's kind of why I think, like, if you're the Bears, like, why wouldn't you be trying to look to find ways to move back from line, maybe get some more capital, and like trade for Brandon Ayuk, trade for somebody that you can bring in right now that's going to be an impact player that knows the NFL, knows all that stuff. I will say that the Packers and the Lions are loaded, like defense, offense, and then you have Vikings, who I think have maybe one of the top 7-8 coaches. I think it is. I really like Kevin O'Connell, so I'm going to go 8 wins.
8 wins? That's what I'm thinking too.
9-8.
I don't know what you guys are on today, but the Bears ain't getting 8 to 9 wins.
What do you think, 7?
6?
They won 7 games last year with Tyson Bagent
They did.
and Justin Fields.
And yeah, no receivers. Just DJ Moore.
But they lost their best offensive coordinator, the guy who won all those games.
Everyone's offensive coordinator is their best one they got.
Where did Luke Getsy end up?
That's right.
Yeah. That's why you think he's the best offensive coordinator.
El Capitan in the house. Sub.
So,
Odo.
what is Washington going to do right now? This is the draft. Look at Caleb.
Let's see what Caleb says.
That draft hat is nice,
Bodo,
man.
who do you want the Steelers to take? I like how Bodo's got the what does that say? He's got LA Dodgers.
Yeah. I was talking to a Steelers fan today, and he was saying that he wants to see offensive line center specifically.
Yeah, I could see that. Bless you.
They don't have to trade. They don't have to do anything. They can sit there and draft it.
Yeah, I don't think they need to move up or down.
The Steelers can get what's his name? Jackson Powers.
Yeah, Jackson Powers Johnson. JPJ. Another JPJ.
But Steelers also, I think, me personally, I think the Steelers trade their first round pick.
You think they trade it out or they just trade back?
I mean, wouldn't that be a great, like, hey, San Francisco, you want this pick? And we'll take Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah. We'll find
Mike Tomlin's in, send him over. So Washington is on the phone. They're calling somebody. It looks like they're telling them, like, hey, you're a Washington Commander. It doesn't look like they're trading this pick.
Nope. So no Raider. No Raider. Here we go. This is where the draft starts.
Tony, what made Drake Maye not become this pick? Because it was Drake Maye all the way until it wasn't. Now it's like Jaden Daniels number 2.
So I think a collection of things. I think Jaden Daniels played amazing last year for played above expectations, even though that people thought that he did have 2 really good wide receivers, and that was in the SEC. He continued to show up the running, stayed healthy with a thin frame. I think also them bringing in Cliff Kingsbury, people are connecting dots that they think he works better in that offense. And then Drake Maye took a step back, and the idea of sort of the way Caleb took a step back. When you're trying to do too much, you're trying to get your team to win games, have a shot at the national championship or compete for a big bowl game, show off your ability. Sometimes you can't pick on that guy. Drake Maye got the issues with Pez Walker not being able to play, the being able to play. So, like, I just think it was like all of those things going against him. And he's young. I think the issues are very correctable. I still think the upside of Jaden Daniels.
2 picks.
If you just watch Lamar Jackson win his second MVP in 5 years, and you're going, wait, I wish I could get a guy like that. They don't make him anywhere. And you watch Jaden Daniels, you're like, well, he can do some of the stuff that Lamar can do. Like, I at least want to talk about this.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say is that I think that when I started watching the tape, I was on Drake Maye too over Jaden Daniels. I started to just realize that Jaden Daniels is just a better fit for this game in today's age, where you can move around in the pocket, can run as a runner, and has a big arm. I think he's gonna do good in Washington too. They got some weapons there that can help provide him some down the field passing and also back defenses off so he could take off himself. We're about to do the pick right now. Here it is.
Here comes Roger.
All I know is once I know what New England's going to do, I feel like I can relax a little bit more.
So you know what the Chargers are going to do. Yeah.
Here comes Roger. Roger just had back surgery. So they said he's going to have to be careful hugging people.
Here we go. Here's the pick.
Well, yeah. Can't be picking the man up.
Here it is. Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Heisman Trophy winner.
2 for 2, guys, on the mock.
And as much as Jaden Daniels would love to play for a guy like Antonio Pierce, the opportunity to play in an NFL, they did everything to get rid of their – like the only guy he has to compete with in Washington right now is Marcus Mariota. He's got that job.
He's going to start day one. There's no way. Antonio was saying in the stream, like, it's got to be a quarterback. They can't pass on drafting a quarterback with this pick.
So this right here, if Washington would have gone a different way, I think this would have messed up the first round a lot. Now I think it's just going to calm it down. Now we'll see New England. New England has to be shopping this pick. Like, New England has a lot of holes. Why wouldn't New England be taking that phone call from Minnesota going, hey, if you are really wanting to come up here, I will take that 11 and 23 and whatever it is to move up. Because why wouldn't New England want to walk away with more playmakers when they're trying to rebuild the team over there?
Yeah, they need a lot. They don't just need quarterbacks. Well, who knows? It might not even be Minnesota. It might be multiple teams calling right now. And what if New England's saying, hey, we can still get a quarterback at 6? New York, come on, here's the spot. Bring it up. See you guys in the Super Bowl in a couple years.
Do you really
upset us?
Mike, you really think New York's going for a quarterback?
I don't know for sure. I don't know. I feel like you give Daniel Jones one more chance, and if it goes miserably wrong again, then he'll be in a spot next year that's similar. But if they're ready to move on from Danny, and they like someone enough to do it, like JJ McCarthy, maybe they do it, or Drake Maye. New England's still on the clock, right?
Yes. So I just want to see. Don't want to see a trade. Just do the right thing
3 straight QBs
and take. So this is one of the pushback things that when I put up the mock the other day was that I had JJ going 3 to Michigan, right? Like the owner can say he's not part of it, but if the owner won 6 championships with a guy from Michigan who he perceives as a winner, like why wouldn't he go try and strike?
Yeah.
You think the only reason they drafted him is Tom Brady was from Michigan, now JJ.
So I don't think that's the only reason. Like, there's this weird thing that like JJ can't do things because we've never seen. But it doesn't mean he can't do it. What he was asked to do, he did at a high level, and the team was able to engage. I really see sort of like, and when I say this, you're going to be like, you want to third overall? I see Andy Dalton, but Andy Dalton won a lot of games in the league. He played for an organization like the Bengals. They weren't really supporting maybe the way they are now, or I don't. That's all sort of outside, the area of perception. But I think he can come in and sit for a year behind Joey Brissett get a feel for the NFL, maybe start games at the end of the year, and he's going to be fine with playing football in a way that I think Drake Maye would love to play football. Hey, don't mess it up for us. We have a really good defense. Can you make 3 or 4 passes a game? Can you use your legs 3 or 4 times and make these close games? Yeah, he's going to do that. He's not going to play hero ball unless you ask him to. The pick is in.
They're set up there. We're not trading. They're set up there with Ramondre Stevenson, one of my favorite players in the league. Give him the ball more.
This was the talk going into the draft is that New England wasn't getting good offers. That they were okay with who they were going to get at quarterback, and now the pick is in for New England.
This is working out great because if they don't take JJ here, or even if they do, honestly,
I think it's Drake Maye.
I definitely see why you would take either one of these guys. Mm-hmm. Like the other thing that I heard was kind of a knock on JJ for there is that he has smaller hands. You don't want a guy with small hands in cold weather. Where it's
hard to grab the ball. Yeah.
One of the great things about Favre and Green Bay is he had just giant hands.
Yeah.
Look at Robert Kraft in there going, I hope nobody's going to backstab me in this room.
Daniels.
I don't want nobody like Bill Belichick in this room.
I can't even.
LA Spike, thanks for reminding me. Everyone's tuned in on Instagram. Come over to YouTube. Tuned in here on YouTube. Please like the video, like the stream. These streams are going to be going crazy. There's going to be a bunch of people doing them, so the people with the most likes are going to get pushed to the top of the algorithm. We don't really care how many people can watch this, but it helps out the channel. If you guys want to like the stream, please do. Please do. It's a free way to support the channel. Also, we launched today. It's kind of a rush launch, but it's out. The shop, Fifth Down Shop, fifthdown.shop. Probably should get that down before I start plugging it. But we got shirts. These little characters are gonna be we're gonna be doing all 32 teams basically eventually. But I want to let everyone know that when we release these, we do intend on these becoming like exclusive. So if you get the first designs, you get the first designs. All right, Patriots selection is about to come out. Here we go.
This could be the third quarterback off the board.
I think it's
Drake Maye.
Drake Maye off the board. So it's going exactly how we thought it would go months ago. Like here it is. Nobody's trading it. Everybody's taking their quarterbacks. Now it's Arizona. Arizona is projected to take a wide receiver here. Right? This all the time. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. Then it's changed. Now, does Arizona stick to the plan and take a wide receiver here?
No.
Yes.
They're going to trade.
I liked what Arizona did last year. They traded back. Then they traded back up. Like he's not afraid to make deals. So if he feels he can get a good deal right now.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. If they trade out, like let's say Minnesota or Denver, somebody comes
the Chargers,
the Chargers don't take Marvin Harrison.
So you're saying right now, Marvin Harrison, let's just say all 3 wide receivers are on the board for the Chargers, and the Chargers go, we're taking J.C. Lantham.
Yeah, I swear.
I'm
telling you, Arizona's about to trade. Arizona's about to trade with New York or Vegas or Denver, somebody or Minnesota, and the LA Chargers just fooled everyone if it's the Giants because the Cardinals will think they're getting Marvin Harrison at 6, and the Chargers are going to say, no, we were lying. We're actually taking the receiver.
They're asking teams who needs a wide receiver? Who needs a wide receiver? And the Chargers just have their hand down like, nah, we're good. We don't need one.
That wide receiver 1, Joe, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Same McCarthy to the Giants.
I don't want to see Marvin Harrison go to the Chargers.
No one would want to see that. The whole league wouldn't want to see that. The whole league does not want to see that.
I don't even think Harbaugh wants to see that happen.
I do think that Harbaugh would love to have Odunze or Marvin Harrison on the team. I believe more that it would be ours at 10 or 11.
Woo! Or the Vikings trade up with the Chargers here. Get one of those.
He's asking me who I think the Raiders draft. I think the Raiders go offensive line or defense. If I had to pick one, man, I'd be the only one trying to do a cartwheel. My fat ass would try to do a cartwheel if they drafted Byron Murphy, because I think Byron Murphy, Max Crosby, and Christian Wilkins would be a dominant line, and nobody would stop that. But I think they go offensive line. I think the pick will be best offensive line in the film.
That definitely seems scary. Joe, they want you to show up the shirt. We got some Raiders fans in the house. Al Davis inspired. There's a little ship in there. I was tempted to make the ship stink, but if you guys look closely at the ship when you get the shirt, yeah, you can see it.
You guys see this shirt right here? Check it out. New shirt. I'm selling right here. If you guys want to buy this shirt, I think it's on my TikTok profile. I don't know if it is, but I thought I put it out there. But fit down.
Not shop.
Not shop.
You gotta get it down.
Fit down. Not shop. Check it out. But this is the Raider shirt that was released today. Right now, I'm the only one with it. You could be the second one with it, so come get it. And you can change the color. So you can do all the colors on all the shirts that we have.
White, gray. You can even go baby blue if you want.
Now,
come on, someone do baby blue.
I have a feeling that, like I was telling these guys earlier, that I think that some of the quarterbacks will fall, but we'll find out right now. If somebody comes up and makes a trade and takes a quarterback, then it's going to be a quarterback. Oh, the pick is in. So Arizona's not making the trade.
Larry Fitzgerald's back. Cardinals fans.
Yeah, but what if they go Malik Nabers or somebody else, and not Marvin Harrison?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome, Joe.
I love it because last year, I noticed that Tony's not saying a name last year, because last year Tony was like, the only guy I don't want the Chargers to draft is Quinton Johnson. And then the draft pick came.
I didn't say that to draft. I said on previous shows. I told it to you off camera because, as you all know, I try to be as optimistic as I can when I am speaking to the internet. These are all young people reaching their dreams. This is amazing. I'm happy for all of them. I just don't understand some of the stuff that the decision makers do.
Everyone over here on TikTok, please come to the YouTube channel. We're about to get the Cardinals and the Chargers pick. We have Chargers and Raiders fans in the other side of the room. You can see them all on the screen on YouTube. NFLMike. Come check it out. Also, if you guys are Chargers fans or you know Chargers fans, send them the shop, man. Check out the shop. We got some products uploaded here. You can see them, or you can go to my page and see them. Cardinals pick. About to announce right now. There we go. Rogers at the mic.
I like how he's not taking his time. There it is. Whoa. Yes, at least Marvin Harrison is not going to Los Angeles.
Fuck.
Arizona finally came through. Like, they had to make this pick. They have nobody down there. They have to make this pick right here.
The next Larry Fitzgerald is back.
So now that the Chargers are on the clock, and I just want to hear offensive linemen.
Joe Hortiz right here.
Trade
back. Just even if like Minnesota said we don't want to give up something extra. Like even if it's like we'll switch out for you for this year and you'll get 11 and 23 and like a fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's do it. Don't just sit here and take a tackle, man. We need a trade so bad.
Again, JJ would be very good in Minnesota's offense, right? Lots of play action, lots of under center play calls.
No. Look, Charger fans, I don't know if he's doing this because but they're lightning bolting me right now. Chargers are on the clock.
Let's go.
I have two. People wonder why I kick it with Charger fans. Because when the Chargers come to MJT football on YouTube, if you guys want to be on there, MJT football, so you can see their reactions live. Because people always wonder, why do you always kick it with other fans? This is why. Because when the Chargers fuck up right now, when the Chargers do something stupid, I get to see it right here.
Let me see the trade We have a trade. Come on, let's see it.
Something. Don't say the pick is in. If the pick is in, Tony, who do you want it to be?
If the pick is in, I want it to be Rome Odunze.
I want it to be Brock Bowers. The pick gets sent in. I want it to be a shocker. Everyone's jaws on the ground, but we're celebrating. Brock Bowers goes to the Chargers right now.
Like if anybody could trade this pick, it's the Chargers. Why not trade it? Move down, collect some more draft picks. Harbaugh already said he wants more draft picks.
I have a feeling. Ortiz, Camatera. I don't know
Who's going to be?
Bears, maybe.
Come on, Chargers.
Maybe.
Screw this up, Chargers.
No. Everyone's tuning in the stream. Please like it real quick before you forget. Appreciate y'all. If you're on TikTok and YouTube.
I'm not sure I've ever heard Marvin Harrison speak before. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, this is the only part of the draft process he wants to participate in? Why did you just stay home?
This guy, he could have had a Jamar Chase junior season where he didn't play football, and he still would have been.
Chargers are on the clock right now. Can there be a trade?
I'm really happy with any of the receiving options. Bowers, Odunze, Nabers.
Any of them.
Raiders
in that area.
You get Neighbors and the biggest slot receiver in the league. And
there's been a trade.
There's no trade yet. You think if they had it lined up, it already would have been done. Like right away, and they traded the pick.
No. The trade's going to get announced for like 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left.
Oh, they want to buy some time.
Trade.
Because you want to
good for Arizona.
Chargers are trading with.
Kyler's gonna have a great year. I have him in fantasy. I drafted him on Dynasty, and someone told me he's gonna have no receivers. He's gonna have X League, XFL receivers. Second that my trade broke in the Dynasty for Kyler Murray. Forget who that was.
Or does that Antonio Brown rumors come true right now?
Stop.
Maybe Antonio Brown.
Stop.
Maybe that's what we've been waiting for.
Stop. I can't believe the Chargers went 5-12 with Justin Herbert at all.
Trade.
So a lot of.
Oh, I'm pulling my hair out, man. It's about to happen.
4 minutes left. I say.
Do not spoil it for me in the chat, please.
We got about a minute. If they're going to trade this pick, we got about a minute. So about the 3 minute mark, we'll see a trade.
I'm not looking at any of y'all's stats right now. Y'all are spoilers.
If not, they're going to make
commercial. Are you kidding me?
Not the time. Not the time for a commercial. My feet are sweating. My pits are sweating. I am worried.
Like I said, guys, if you want to see these Charger fans' reactions, come on over to MJT Football on YouTube. We're live on there. You can see all three of us, and you can see these two about to cry because we're going to see J.C. Latham from Alabama get drafted.
I won't cry.
Yeah, it's going to be their version of the Alex Leatherwood pick.
No, it's not at all.
It won't be that because going to a place where he will be successful. I'm not mad about who they pick an offensive lineman at this pick. It's because I get it. I get what the identity is. What I've been talking to all Chargers about, where it's like, it has to be wide receiver. They don't have it. As fans, we want to see that. I think what is actually being put together is a way to run, is a way to try to combat a defensive line like we see in Kansas City. A defensive line, what you want to put together with the Raiders. They need to be able to just smash the ball, guys, 30, 35 times a game. That's how football is going to be played in Los Angeles.
Yeah, all the Charger fans in this room.
I'm just saying that if they do draft a tackle, I don't even want to see Latham. I'd rather it be Joe Alt. I know that Alt wants to play left tackle, but sucks to suck, buddy. You got drafted to right tackle, unfortunately for you. Enjoy your half pay.
Trade. Joe Ortiz. Trade. Come on, Joe. Get the deal done.
So the Chargers are on the clock, and these guys are hoping that it says the Chargers trade the pick. But it's 2 minutes left. They're not making the trade. Chargers are making the pick. Chargers are trying to talk to somebody. They're trying to make the trade. That's what's probably going on. They're probably like, hey, can we do it? But with the time running down, the Chargers are going to have to make this pick. You know what would be great? If the Chargers run out of time. If they run out of time.
I wouldn't even necessarily be that mad about it. Maybe a little more excited for
And then the Giants are already getting all the picks in.
the Giants. I mean, they could probably swoop in there and get.
I think the Chargers.
Chargers are making the pick.
Yeah, the pick in. Here we go. Where are the trades? Fuck you guys for all this trade talk. I'm done with the trade talk next year. I don't believe a single one is going to actually happen.
It got too late into it. Like a team, like that's what I said. You have to make the trade around the 3-minute mark so everything can get faxed in and do that. But once it started getting, Chargers didn't find anything they liked. I don't know how you don't find anything you like. Like you said, hey, Minnesota, give us 11 and something else and at least get something.
Yeah, well, he did say like at his press conference last week, he was saying like he needed to be overwhelmed or blown away by a trade. And I was like, I feel like you just gotta say that so that nobody comes to you with like weak offers.
Announce the pick, Roger. Announce the fucking pick.
Last year,
Come on,
I got the laugh with you guys.
not pass on Rome Odunze for 5, please.
Brock Bowers.
Oh, look at that nice draft room right there.
Brock Bowers, number 1. Rome Odunze or Malik Nabers, number 2. Joe Alt, number 3. And if it's any other name, I'm pissed.
So that's the Chargers.
Not
draft
pissed.
room? Aren't the Rams like got a beach house in Malibu? And you guys are like in a little trailer?
Aren't they there at the draft now? This isn't COVID. What are you talking about? What if they draft the quarterback, Tony, and try and trade him later? Like, we ran out of time to do the trade. We'll draft him, and we're going to try and trade him.
I was talking about this scenario before the draft.
They've been drafting a receiver in Baltimore every year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Rome Odunze.
That's physical. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Announce it. What are we waiting for?
All right. I've just come to terms, and I'm not going to listen to your laughter. It'll be J.C.
It's not going to be J.C. Latham. It's not.
Hey, he looks like he's in pain, huh?
He said back surgery.
Here we go.
All right. Where are things at?
They're on the way. Hopefully they're on the way.
Ooh, here it is. Here it is.
Joe Alt!
Joe Alt, the offensive tackle.
Let's go. So they did tell him, like, screw you. You want to play left tackle? Too bad. You're playing right tackle.
So, I mean, for the Chargers, it's good. You're bookend both. You have good offensive tackles. But is Joe Alt going to be able to stop Max Crosby?
Yep.
Hell no.
Yep.
Joe Alt, welcome to the NFL when Max Crosby's taking you down.
It's over for the Raiders. It's over.
This is a good pick. J.C. Latham would have been a horrible pick at this spot. Joe Alt is a good pick.
Yes, I'm not mad about this. Like, I get exactly what they're doing. I get it.
Chargers are gonna be a running team anyway.
Yeah, and Herbert has been one of the most hit quarterbacks in the league since he entered the league. So give him to us. Give him to us. All right, guys. Now I'm looking at the chat. Please let us know how the audio is holding up.
Damn it.
How the video is holding up. If anything's going wrong, please tell me. I have no way of knowing.
I still wanted to laugh.
You have to tell me.
Right there, but it's a good pick. This is
a
to be able to have a franchise quarterback like Justin Herbert, and you bookend both offensive tackles for years to come. That's good, right? It has to be a solid pick, and Joe Alt has been the number 1 offensive lineman this whole process.
So this is one of the things that I don't necessarily love is that I think Troy Pipkins is a solid starter in the NFL, right? So like Alt's moving over to right tackle. Like, is Pipkins like guard? Like,
I think Pipkins is going to be a
swing tackle.
$9 million back.
I think that there might actually be like a day 3 market for Trey Pipkins. Like, if
Let's see.
somebody's like, hey, we didn't get a tackle that we wanted in the second round, and we'll send you a like a 3rd round compensatory pick, like a late 3rd round or an early 4th round. Woo!
Yeah.
We need, and that's a way for him to increase and getting another draft pick in this class.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially, I think we're going to see a run of offensive tackles before 20. So maybe day 2 or 3, you're right, Tommy. Maybe you get something for him. Or like you say, he just be deaf and they're just
That isn't he getting $13 million like
for 1 year? Yeah.
Well, looks like New York's making the pick too. Looks like they're not going to trade.
New York's going to take a quarterback, or what are they doing? It's worked out for them with no trades. They didn't have any drama. The Vikings are just sitting there at 11 praying that the Giants don't take JJ McCarthy here. This could really screw over the Raiders and Broncos too. Penix could go to the Vikings at 11.
I really want somebody now to trade in front. I want somebody to trade in with the Bears at 9 and take JJ.
Yeah.
I don't know who it would be.
That's where the Vikings fucked up.
And I don't want to be on the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of JJ McCarthy. I love Michigan football. I don't want to root for anybody, from Michigan on the Broncos, the Raiders, or the Chiefs.
Tommy
They're saying
DeVito.
this is a terrible thing, Tony, because we could have traded back and gotten him. I don't think so.
Joe Alt, I don't think you could have traded back and gotten Joe Alt.
Yeah. He would have went in the next 3 picks after.
Yeah, I think that he would have been a perfect fit for Tennessee.
Yeah, Joe Alt, you picked him at the right spot. Now, any of the other tackles you could have traded back for if you wanted those. But Joe Alt, at number 5, you had to take him there because even New York would have probably had interest in him at this pick.
Mm-hmm. I bet that the Chargers were probably, like you're saying, they're trying to get that trade done. It just didn't happen. Their top players, they took.
Well, and the Chargers are sitting there going, look what the Raiders did on their defensive line this year.
Yeah.
We're not going to allow Herbert to get knocked around next year. We can't allow him to miss more games next year. We need him on the field. You saw what happens when they had bad quarterbacks in the background. Easton Stick is not the guy. They have to keep Justin Herbert on the field, and protecting him is number 1 priority.
Here comes Roger right now. Say who Sports Wants Neighbors. He's a Giants fan. He's in the chat saying Neighbors. Everyone's tuned in on TikTok, YouTube. Please like the stream here on YouTube. So if you're on TikTok, come to YouTube. Right here. You can see the stream. I'm like, all right, we've got the Giants pick right now. Oh, they went receiver.
So the last LSU wide receiver they took was pretty damn good, right?
They went receiver.
Yeah, he had a catch that made him famous, bro.
Yeah, 1 catch and a generational talent. Like my kids were in the pool the other day and they were yelling OBJ catching the ball. So Malik Nabers going there. Hey, congratulations to Malik Nabers. You get to catch balls from Danny Dimes. Daniel Jones is your quarterback.
Yeah, well, and what's funny too is because he's the one who came out and said, they said, "Oh, what about the Giants?" And he's like, "Well, the Giants need to figure out their quarterback situation." Yeah, this guy's awful.
Well, JJ McCarthy was the opposite. He said that he thought he was going to New York because New York was the team that was talking to him the most and having the most interest in him. And New York just said, "No, we're good with Danny Dimes." It would be hard to give up on Daniel Jones, right? After the shitty contract that you just gave him last year, and you're going to dump him in year 2 of that contract?
Yeah, it's definitely bad business. And again, we can see where the owners have a little bit more influence than maybe they've had in years past. Like Robert Kraft says, hey, I'd like to, I'm going to let the GM or this guy who's auditioning for the GM role, Elliot Wolf, I'm going to let him make the decision. As a fan of the team, I really want a quarterback. Oh, okay. Just as a fan, or is that part of my evaluation going forward?
See, I'm telling you right now, this draft is working out great for my team, the Raiders. Offensive linemen are falling. Defensive linemen are falling. Every quarterback, defensive back is falling. If we want a wide receiver, there's still a wide receiver on the board that we can go get.
I don't think Booty Bandit's been paying attention to the NFL at all. Saying the Chargers on running back on the NYG's getting a QB second round, probably.
This is why Tom Telesco has notoriously been the guy who just lets the draft fall to him, right? You guys are Charger fans. You guys know he doesn't hardly ever trades up. He doesn't trade up. He just lets it come back to him. So we'll see what happens. I like the draft. Everybody was expecting tons of trades. We're 6 picks in, no trades.
Yeah, what's going to be the first trade? What do you guys think? Let's on the chat. Who do you think trade first?
I don't like. Remember, I sent the you sent me the Daniel Jeremiah mock, and I was like, this could be boring if this is.
That's what's happening.
It's
exactly right.
Yeah.
Is he got every pick so far?
No, I mean he had like 5. I think
Positions. He's got positions.
But see, position, like, if you do a mock draft and you hit the position, I think that gives you a lot.
Well, when we did our scoring,
perfect right now.
when we did our scoring system, we did positions. You remember that one time that was last year? We got like 1 point for position, 2 points per player and position. Same old saying, trade back in for Penix. The more those quarterbacks fall, man, if they get into the 20s, you're going to see teams trying to trade back in.
See, and I think Tony, I don't know if you were with us when we did our mock drafts. Tony and I had Michael Penix and Bo Nix falling into the 20s, and then people coming back up and trading for him. So that could happen. But with the quarterbacks falling, like you still got JJ on there, you still got Penix, and you still got Bo Nix out there.
I think right now my draft's pretty good other than the Chargers. Because I had the Chargers trade now. But everything else I think I've landed. Well, me and Joe had the same seven.
First 7 picks. So Joe Alt would have the one pick that messed us up, I guess.
Chargers just made a post. I already posted about it. Here we go. Are we considering Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins get RBs? I mean, just the 1-2 duo of one of the best rushing offenses in the league the last couple of years. Booty Bandit, maybe.
The best rushing offense in the league because they had Lamar Jackson.
I mean, they also had rushing yards, too. Lamar Jackson only had like 700 rushing yards last year.
Don't get lost in the details, Joe.
He only had 700 yards last year. The other 3,000 was freaking running backs.
We're not going to see another trade because Tennessee's making this pick. Oh, here we go.
Go look at the stats, Booty Bandit.
I don't see
they're
okay.
public.
So Chicago, maybe Chicago will be the first trade because Chicago only had 4 picks in this entire draft coming in. They already took Caleb Williams at number 1. Maybe Chicago at number 9 will be the first pick that we see traded, but it's getting interesting right now. No picks are gone. Number 7, this is where we had Joe Alt going. Chargers already took him at number 5. So who do we see going to Tennessee at this point?
That's tough, actually. I think now they might be thinking about Odunze. Unless they weren't still set in on Alt and they just are about right tackle.
But they have Hopkins and they have Calvin Ridley.
Hopkins is going to be a trade deadline, I think.
Yeah, Hopkins is like, what, 32, 33?
Yeah. Michael Thomas, you are a Charger. Welcome to the team.
So I would the way I would look at Titans is where Callahan just came from. They didn't draft Penny Sewell, they drafted Jamar Chase, and it worked out good for him. They brought in his dad, Bill Callahan, to be the offensive line coach. They're paying him a lot of money. Like, I think there's a chance they could say, like, let's draft Rome Odunze because Hopkins won't be here longer. Let's give this, kid a real shot. We brought in Tony Pollard. We're going to try and, work the run game. We're going to try and build a legitimate competitive offense with this team.
Mm-hmm.
And the offensive line does have some holes and some issues. That's why I brought my dad here. That's what I'm saying. I brought my old man here because he's one of the best offensive line coaches.
Coach him up.
Yeah. So we'll in the second round we'll bring in Tyler Guyton or Jordan Morgan or Sua Matia, the guy from Utah, BYU. We're bringing that big guy here, and then my dad will figure it out.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
You're here on TikTok. I see you all asking about the pick, asking about everything. Come to the YouTube stream. You can't really see the TikTok stream and the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
If you want your chats to be answered, come to the YouTube stream.
So with the Tennessee can go a lot.
I got a lot of people here. Like you got Fashanu being called out here, Bauer being called out here in the chat. Head Ninja in Charge also agrees to be the tackle.
This could be 7 offensive players in a row.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a good point.
I don't know the last time that we've seen a top 10 without a defensive player.
So
Dallas Turner to the Falcons, man.
if they were really trying to build side of their line, like I think it was Skoronski was at left guard. If you think Skoronski, it can actually play left tackle. You put him out, then you move him out to left tackle, and then or you move him to right tackle, and you draft Fashanu, who's a better pass blocker than run blocker, according to. And I'm not an offensive line expert, but the people that I like listening to and trust, that's the way they've described the game. Or do you draft somebody with, a little bit more bully mentality and Wonga? I don't know that you take an offensive tackle here when you can get potentially the number 2 wide receiver on your board. Like if Odunze, if you stacked it and it was like Harrison, and then right below him we graded Odunze, and now he's here at 7.
Yeah.
See, this is where I start getting mad at the draft. It's like there's 5 minutes left in the Atlanta pick, and we're barely announcing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Titans is coming out right now. They need to be quicker than this for sure.
They gotta
Anthony,
pay,
we'll get to your question here in a minute.
they make money, guys.
Here we go. Oh, there goes JC.
They took the offensive tackle. They want the offensive lineman. You guys, the Chargers took Joe Alt and screwed up their plans, and they said, "You know what? We're going back with the other." Now we saw, Tony. I sent you. I think I sent you the clip of JC Latham at his pro day, where the Chargers worked with them for like 30 minutes on the side, but it looked like they were trying to work on his stance and stuff like that. So he has probably some work to do. And then you have interesting thoughts, Tony. I want you to put this on record. Your thoughts on Alabama offensive tackles. I want you to put that out there. You got Alabama offensive tackles don't have a good resume, right?
So I was listening to somebody else who shares my thoughts, and they did their homework on it. You have to go all the way back to 2000, and Curtis Samuel was the last Alabama offensive lineman that was drafted and lived up to the potential. Now, some guys have played, like Jonah Williams played good football for the Bengals, but I think he was a mid-first round pick or whatever. Like,
had to replace him.
Exactly. Yeah. And so all these other guys who were drafted, whether what Evan Neal, I think a lot of these guys are guards. What is it? The guy who was originally drafted in Tennessee and then went to Cleveland? Was it Dredrick Wills?
Oh, yeah.
So, or one of those guys. All I know is I would have been, if they were taking tackle, I'm glad that the Chargers took.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, JC Latham off the board. Last Alabama offensive tackle taken first round. Do you remember who that
He
was?
just had back surgery.
You pick it. I don't think he got the memo.
He's just got I bet he's on painkillers right now. Like, they just got him, doped up, like a morphine trip hooked up into his suit so that he could deal with one of the draft.
That's some rich people shit right there.
Why not?
All right, here's a question from Anthony. He came all from the TikTok chat. We're responding to this YouTube chat. He came from TikTok to YouTube. And he's asking, Anthony to Anthony, Tony to Tony, how do you feel about not getting a receiver right there? But he's saying not having a receiver. We have plenty of receivers, Anthony. It's a misconception of the Chargers. Just like the 2 running backs that they have that average 5.5 yards per carry, even though they have no running backs now. But Tony, how do you feel about the Chargers wide receiver room?
I feel fine about it, right? Not great, not even really good. Like, it's fine. They're going to come out in a lot of 12 with multiple tight ends in this offense, and it's going to be a lot of sets of 2 wide receivers on the field. And so they're going to be having, they're not necessarily going to need that same position depth, especially not in year 1, because their best friend is going to be a run game.
Yes.
Like, that is going to be it. So am I mad about it? This is the other way I look at it. If I'm going to, put some lipstick on this situation, it's without question, in my estimation, the biggest strength of this draft is wide receiver.
That's what I was about to say.
So if you have a pick at 37 tomorrow, I'm looking, like, you didn't trade down in this round, but maybe since it's overnight, you can work out a couple of deals with teams, a few teams that say, hey, if our guy's still there at 37, we want 37, and this is what we're willing to give up. Like, you have time overnight for everybody to look at the board again and say, hey, we want this. You can trade back and get another third-round pick. Now, if you get 69 and throw another number 77, you might be able to bring in, a couple of wide receivers at this time, like double dip at this position if you can start getting there. But even if you don't, if you take somebody in the second round, third round, I think that's kind of the issue. Is like the later you wait, the more darts you're going to have to throw.
I think that the position is very deep as well. I think they can get someone with 30. Like, it could be a receiver at 37. It could be a trade into the end of the first round still, or it could be even a trade back and get multiple, like you're saying. So I think it go a bunch of different ways. I think they're still looking at veterans. We've seen multiple rumors about Tyler Boyd, multiple rumors about Michael Thomas. If that tells you anything, that tells you that they're at least looking for a veteran wide receiver still to add. Whoever it's going to be. OBJ is still out there. There's a bunch of guys still out there. So the Chargers are fine at wide receiver for the upcoming season. They do have work to do in the room all the time, but the more pressing need right now is to keep Herbert healthy and get the run game going. The Chargers, I'm telling you, have had one of the worst rushing attacks I've seen in the NFL in my life over the last couple of years. That's not a slight on Eckler. That's not his style to just run between tackles and give you a bunch of yards up the middle. It's all outside.
So I don't know if you guys just heard what Ian Rappaport just said. He said the Atlanta Falcons, who the pick is in right now, the Atlanta Falcons have no issue taking Michael Penix right here.
That's what Connor was saying. They were talking about taking a quarterback too. I just don't understand why you would do that. You're kind of like, you just signed Kirk to that deal. You're kind of all in on Kirk right now, aren't you? Don't you go defense here?
Here's my thing with that: is if you're gonna pay Kirk all that guaranteed money, don't pick a quarterback that's super old to be the guy that sits behind him. Why wouldn't you pick McCarthy and let him sit for 2 years behind Kirk?
Sure goes.
Here it is.
Somebody's 25 or however old he is.
Michael Penix Jr. to the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, what are they doing?
I don't get this. I don't get what Atlanta's doing. I don't.
They're fucking over the Raiders and Broncos. Let's go.
It's not even that. Like, I don't think the Raiders would have took Michael Penix at 13.
You think they would have passed?
I think they would have passed. Yeah. I don't. You just signed Kirk Cousins. You have other needs. A wide receiver would have been nice right here. Another weapon for Kirk Cousins.
I think they need an edge rusher.
I don't get this pick.
That's wild.
Why bring Kirk Cousins in?
Trade Kirk to the 49ers.
If you're already gonna go with the you would have known when you signed Kirk Cousins that you had a shot at taking Michael Penix at number 8.
So
they don't want him to start right away.
So here's the thing that I'm happiest about is that in my mock I had Penix going to the Raiders, like them trading back in. Michael Penix is one of my favorite players in this draft. Mm-hmm. And it looks like I might have to wait to root for him for a couple of years, but I'm fine with it. As long as he
away from the
Raider or a Bronco,
both.
But when Michael Penix, okay, so Kirk Cousins is going to be the quarterback for 2 years, right? Unless he gets hurt or something.
Yeah.
So then Michael Penix will be 26, almost 27 when he's your starting quarterback. You have a Brandon Weeden situation right there.
You definitely are getting into that, what is it, Chris Winkie or all those guys that were in their late 20s by the time they took their initial starting snaps. If the idea is we really like this player, we have to have him. I'm all for this is the plan we're putting together. I'm 1,000% with you. I would not have made this pick.
Oh,
there's not a world in which I'm passing up on. I'm not passing up on Rome Odunze, who they, in my opinion, could definitely use. I think he's kind of similar to Drake Maye.
They had their pick of any defensive player out there. There has not been one defensive player drafted. And they had their pick. They had a wide receiver out there, and you go with a quarterback that you're not going to play for a couple of years.
I know this. Bears fans are going to lose their minds. I have seen so many posts about how they want Rome Odunze. If this isn't Rome Odunze and they take Dallas Turner or Jared Verse or Byron Murphy. I think they're going to go nuts.
But see, okay, so
What do the Bears want? Question, right?
well, I think they have to go right here. But Caleb Williams came out today, and he said he wanted the offensive tackle, somebody that would block for him.
So I could be one of the Simones.
So I really like. I think the guy they had, the late round pick was Braxton Jones, Braxton Smith. I can't think of what his name is, but the guy who was a surprise 5th rounder for them a couple of years ago. I thought he's played well, and then Darnell Wright played well. So I think they have good tackle presence. Like,
Got some CCI members in here saying Penix the best QB in this draft. He agrees with you, Tony. He likes Penix a lot. And Connor was saying, let's look at this Kirk Cousins contract a little closer now. Where's the out in this thing? Because Kirk Cousins is getting up there in age, and if it doesn't work after a year or two, maybe they're positioning themselves to be okay. I just feel like when you sign Kirk, you're kind of committing to trying to win the Super Bowl in the next 3 years, and that would be with Kirk Cousins, not with the rookie or sophomore.
Michael Penix's athletic ability and what he can do and his arm strength, and nobody's denying that. But the Atlanta Falcons is not the place for Michael Penix because he's going to be sitting there. He's like if you're coaching Michael Penix, you want Michael Penix in your lineup, like within the year.
Yeah.
Like if he would have went to the New York Jets, cool. I know Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old, whatever. But you just signed Kirk Cousins to this damn contract. Now it makes me feel like you don't even think Kirk Cousins is going to stay healthy all year. That's what it makes me feel like, that the Atlanta Falcons don't have a lot of faith in him.
Bears.
take Rome.
Rome Odunze to the Bears.
To the Bears. So the Bears pick up a quarterback and a young wide receiver. So this offense should be a lot better than what it was last year. DJ Moore, Odunze, and Keenan Allen.
And Cole Kmet's still there.
And Gerald Weber.
They signed DeAndre Swift. This offense is loaded. If Caleb Williams doesn't win Rookie of the Year, man, I'm calling him a bust.
Their defense played a lot better last year after they brought in Sweat.
Yeah.
They're good.
I think the Bears are fucking up fantasy football, though. I'll tell you that.
All right, so we are 9 picks in, no trades, and no defensive player.
Who's going to be the first trade?
And the Jets are on the board. I don't know. When's the last time, Mike? I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody in the chat can find out. When's the last time we had an NFL draft without a defensive player taken in the top 10?
I think I saw a stat. I think it's never happened where the first 10 were all one side of the football. I think that was the stat that I found. But I did see that Vegas over-under was 20 and a half offensive players in the first round. So if you bet that,
you're looking good, yeah.
So I know a lot of Raider fans are upset Michael Penix is off the board, but I've been telling you I don't think Michael Penix was the pick anyways. I've been saying offensive line was going to be the pick. I think if Michael Penix was there at 13, the Raiders would have passed on him anyways. Now, Odunze right here, I think he might have been a choice for the New York Jets. And I think maybe the Bears just helped the Jets out with this pick right here. And you said it, Tony. Oh, the trade? It's a trade? Minnesota has came up. 1 pick. Minnesota has moved up.
That means teams are trying.
So the Minnesota Jets, Minnesota Vikings, and the Jets have made a trade right now. Vikings moving up 1 spot to number 10. Vikings are on the clock right now. Vikings have moved up.
I wonder if the Jets were able to get a second-round pick back for this.
Probably, yeah.
Well, for the Jets, doesn't
Who was
matter.
calling? Who else was calling? What other teams were calling for JJ right now? Was it Denver? And the Minnesota Vikings had to block him? Because the Jets weren't taking JJ McCarthy. Maybe. I don't think so.
Yeah, but you scared Minnesota enough.
That's nuts, man.
You scared Minnesota enough that you said this team is jumping up.
That's nuts, man.
Roshan Johnson.
I'm getting me a Keenan Allen Bears here. That's one NFC team.
I think the Jets played the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think there was anybody trying to move up.
There's a chance that the Jets were saying, hey, we'll take him. We'll take him and let him sit for a year.
I think they called them and said, hey, I got 4 teams right now that are going to jump up right now. Do you want this pick? It couldn't have cost a lot, whatever it was, to move up 1 pick. But the Jets get something. But
Booty Bandit, this is JJ's absolute perfect situation.
It is.
They didn't have to trade the other first-round pick, and they just get to take him here.
This is the perfect situation.
I still get to root for JJ and Michael Penix. This draft is going fantastic from a non-Charger standpoint. It's going great
Except for the fact that snooze fest.
Yeah.
There's the trade right there.
Here we go.
They get a fifth round pick.
Oh,
And they give up the 10th. So they didn't get shit to move up one spot. I mean, good for the Jets. They pick up some stuff, but to give up that, it has to be a quarterback, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're not giving up a ton, but I don't understand why you would move to this spot unless it was, it doesn't feel like there was much competition. Because you're telling me that the Broncos couldn't have offered that same thing if they wanted to jump the Vikings or
damn.
So this would
what if
be
it's Spencer Rattler?
oh,
Could we at least see what some weeks say where it's just like JJ's just falling like farther?
No, I don't want them to fall into their fucking lap. I'd rather them just keep sucking with Gardner Minshew.
Well, they haven't even started that process yet. But yes, I agree.
so we could see the fifth quarterback of the night taken in the top 5 or top 10 picks. This could be the first NFL draft without a defensive player taken in the first 10 picks
Ever?
So this would be the first time that I think 5 quarterbacks win the top 10, right?
Yeah, he just said it.
Oh yeah.
He just said it'd be the first draft ever.
I can't multitask. I'm trying to listen to.
Yeah, I can listen to you. I can do all kinds of stuff.
I have nothing. Half the time you guys have said stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if I'm repeating the same things they've said, and they're just not too nice to be like, Tony,
Now,
pay attention.
I've had a feeling all draft process that I want the Raiders to trade back. And the way the draft is falling for me as a Raider fan, it's falling great for us to trade back. Now, Tom Telesco doesn't have that history.
You can get a good reaction for your TikTok. If Tom Telesco trades back as a Raider, you can get a good reaction from me. I'm fucking losing.
Like at this point, if JJ McCarthy goes right now, at this point, the Raiders should trade back. There's still a ton of offensive linemen. Every fucking defensive player that you want is still on the board. So if you are looking for defense coming into this draft, basically right now, number 11 is the first pick of the draft. For
If
defense.
y'all are here,
There was plenty of opportunities for them
YouTube,
to
NFLMike.
trade back at 17 a few years ago.
Yeah, and they didn't.
And they didn't trade back.
Here, I'll show it to you.
Like I don't. Like, even if you don't get a lot to trade back,
There it is.
but you can pick up 1 or 2 picks. Why not do it?
That's what I was saying about number 5, where it's like, if your goal really is to draft an offensive lineman, like if the Jets are saying, hey, we don't have a second-round pick to move up, but we'll give you a 3rd or 5th to come from 10, and you guys go you guys go back to 10. Okay, great. Now we can draft Wonga at 10. I don't necessarily think there's a huge gap between Joel and Wonga, or really any of these guys. The one thing I really like about Joel, we didn't really talk about it because I was like having trouble like wrapping my brain around the fact that I didn't get my dream. But like Joel's only been playing the position for like 2 or 3 years. He's this good already, and he still has an opportunity to put on a little more like size on that body. I do think that if Ben Herbert is going to get all of this time to work with him and put together strength plans and everything, like I think it's going to be pretty great. If you see some of the highlights of how athletic he is and moving, I would never compare anybody to Trent Williams, but the way that they use Trent on like the plays, that kind of stuff becomes exciting, right? Where it's like now all of a sudden you're going to be able to do some fun things.
And we need it, man, because you need the threat of running both directions. You can't line up and the defense assumes that you're running to the left 75% of your rushing plays. You need to be able to go either way, go balance, go towards the mismatch, run away from Max Crosby's bitch ass. You need to be able to go both ways. That's something the Chargers haven't had in so long.
My dream scenario is, are we 3 picks away from me just losing my fucking mind right now?
What are you talking about?
My dream scenario is the Raiders drafting Byron Murphy.
You're going to have a great chance to draft Byron Murphy.
Like I thought the Byron Murphy was maybe not going to be able to happen because we got the Christian Wilkins. But could you imagine that? Like,
First trade, maybe the last trade. This has actually been a pretty calm draft as far as trades, as far as drama so far. It's kind of gone how the experts said it was going to go for the first time in a while. That's through a straight chaos the entire fucking first round.
like that. Oh my God! Like Myron Murphy would be my dream scenario, but I think the Raiders will go offensive line. But here we go. This one has to be a quarterback right here with Minnesota.
It's got to be.
So Atlanta took Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix away from Minnesota. That's good.
That's not good to hear. We're about to get the Vikings pick, y'all. In the meantime, while we wait,
Emotional.
yeah, I know
shit.
it's that. Please like the stream, y'all. Help us out a ton in the algorithm.
And picks, and they're telling me like one of the saddest stories
Yeah.
I've heard in a long
Chargers fans, these are limited edition shirts. Only 2 people have them right now. You can become the third. Me and Tony are the only 2 that have these shirts. If you want to see the details on it,
Close.
vengeance. There's a list. There it is.
JJ McCarthy to the Minnesota Vikings. What up, Jordan?
I think that was his best landing spot by far.
It's honestly what I said on our stream the other day. I still believe it. The best place for any of these quarterbacks is to be in Minnesota. Like, I get that the division's really tough, and in a couple of years, that division with
That's 5 quarterbacks. I think it's great because remember early in the process, I told you, I go, would it be interesting if the Rams traded up and got one of these quarterbacks? And this is something who I was thinking. Basically, the Minnesota Vikings run that kind of offense, anyways. Now, does JJ have a lot to learn, Tony? Does will he have a lot of struggles his rookie year?
he's not going to play. Sam Darnold is starting for the Vikings this year. I know people may or may not like that or whatever it is. Sam Darnold is going to get a chance to win games for the Vikings, and if the season goes awry or Sam gets hurt, obviously, JJ can step in. But he's going to get the opportunity to go in. This is one of the things that, like, we talk about it, but not nearly enough. It's like, where are you going? What kind of coaching are you getting? What kind of veteran leadership are you getting in the room? He's getting all of those great things, right? Like, I think Sam Darnold wants a real opportunity to compete and maybe have his like Geno Smith moments, but he's not going to be like horribly overly competitive with JJ. Like, he knows how tough it is. Like, he was drafted into a system where they were like, "Hey, we're going to put you in the league. We're going to have you running Peyton Manning's offense." Have you ever heard those stories where like Adam Gase was like, "Hey, this is how Peyton did it." Oh, you mean one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? You expect me to do that shit?
Yeah, we're not going to build our offense around you.
Yeah.
You're going to run our offense. Bullshit.
The line, and you're going to make calls like one of the top 3 quarterbacks to ever put a helmet on that giant forehead.
Well, the Jets pick is in. The Jets are taking 11. Are we going 11 offensive players in a row?
Yeah, I think that this pick is Brock Bowers or tackle.
So are we going to see?
I think it should be tackle.
Raiders could have their pick at any defensive player in this draft. Because
Yes.
I don't. Do you see the Broncos taking a defensive player?
I am not as excited about Byron Murphy as other people are. Like, I get that he's a really good player, and I do not want him on the Raiders. But like, the guy I don't want on the Raiders is Quinyon Mitchell, because another guy that I root for, I don't want to see him on the Raiders. So I would be not happy about Byron Murphy, but I'm good with that.
Come on, here we go. So JJ, 5 quarterbacks have been taken in the top 10 picks. All offensive players have gone in the 10 picks. The Jets are in right now. I'm going to assume that the Jets took an offensive tackle or are taking an offensive tackle, right?
I think it's that or Bowers.
You think it's an offensive player, 11 offensive players in a row? Broncos have about 7 minutes left in their selection right now. And then
I honestly could see the Broncos ruining your dream and take Byron Murphy.
I had that earlier. And I was like messing with mock drafts earlier, and I had that scenario too. At this point, though, any defensive player out there is a good defense player because we're basically going to have our pick at the top defense player in this draft.
Yeah, you guys are in a great spot. Tom Telesco, mess it up. That's all you got to do. And they take Tulane quarterback Michael Pratt. I will be so pumped.
Honestly, a good way to mess it up is
No, like if they take Brian here, it's fine. Do I have to say nice things about the Ravens again?
no.
All the time.
You don't have to. We gotta pick side. The wings are here. We on stream, guys. Don't judge us, please.
Oh, we can take turns.
Okay, there you go. That's fine.
So I would say I think Gardner Minshew's fine bridge quarterback. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh shit!
Fashanu from Penn State going to the New York Jets.
Brock Bowers is falling.
Well, you had to do it. You had to take the tackle. You saw Aaron Rodgers last one play for you. And the guys that you brought in, they brought in nobody.
There's the internet. I just saw something that happened that the internet is going to have a field day with.
A little spoiler.
No, I don't want to say it on this. But when it happens, you guys send it to me later. I'll be like, yeah, I saw that in real time.
Okay.
So we talked about this the other day. The Jets would be horribly irresponsible to not take an offensive lineman with this pick. Tyron Smith, that's what I was trying to get at earlier. We started talking about this much earlier. We talked about the Jets. If Tyron Smith, it's been almost a decade since he played every game of the season. Morgan Moses is like, well, as old as Moses. That dude's been in the league forever. So you have to bring in somebody that maybe they don't start, but you have to know, okay. Who's the other guy? Wasn't that Morgan Moses? It was John Simpson they got from Baltimore. They took 2 offensive linemen from Baltimore, I believe. If you can get one of those guys in the guard, Elijah Vera Tucker in one of the guard spots, Joe Tippmann, you can start putting together an offensive line that'll allow them to be really solid. Maybe even play 2 tackles on the field. Play one of them at tight end, 12 personnel.
Poorly route.
I'm getting nervous, Tony. I'm not gonna lie.
The reason I said I could see the Broncos taking him, other than just maybe to irritate you a little bit, is because like when he was with the Saints, they really focused in on the defensive line.
Well, I don't see the Raiders drafting Byron Murphy. Like that's just my dream. That's just my personal dream. Now, I would be happy basically with J.C. Lantham's off the board. That was the one that I was kind of worried like Raiders going to take J.C. Lantham, and that's the one that I was going to be pissed off about. But like you said, you take any defensive back, any of the 2 top defensive backs I'm cool with right now. You take an offensive lineman. Troy Fautanu was my favorite one.
Yep.
So if they take him, I'm good with that. Right? And I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that you can go. Now, it just depends on. Like if they take defensive end, I'm okay with it because we have Malcolm Coons, we have Max Crosby, and then we have Tyree Wilson. But you've seen that a good mixture of moving people in and out, having that good rotation. So I mean, now that we're looking at where the draft fall, Tony, I fully expect the Raiders should be trading this pick, right?
I would say that the Raiders are in a really good shot to trade back with like the Rams, for example, who have a lot of picks in this draft, who can afford to say like, hey, we'll give you guys, a 4th round pick to move up from 13 to 19. Oh, that's not good enough. We'll give you one of our compensatory 3rd round picks, and there you go. Now you guys are in the spot to go get Brady Powell for Sean McVay to put together one of the greatest offenses we've ever seen.
So I mean, Tom Telesco is not that kind of guy. He's not a trade back kind of guy. You guys know. You guys watch him. But if Tom Telesco trades back, yeah, like you said, what is the Rams? 19?
Yep.
So that'd be 6 spots. And you're still in a good – I think the Raiders need to do that. I think the Raiders do need to
So
trade
the
back.
2 players I do not want to keep drafting with these next 2 picks are Laiatu Latu and Quinyon Mitchell. These are – I have – in the first round, I have maybe like 5 or 6 players that I like really have enjoyed watching the highlights or like the more that you watch, oh, this would be really cool to root for these guys in the NFL. Like my Trent McDuffie line. I can no longer cheer for him because he's an all-pro corner for the most hated team in the NFL. We can start that.
That's
I
exactly
reposted it. I reposted the reaction, and we're just like punching ourselves in the face when Trent McDuffie got picked.
I don't feel like the Chiefs
Okay.
have not
No,
turned
this is
into
where I
the
get
Patriots. Like, why is that? After the Patriots went back to back, everybody unanimously hated the Patriots. I don't feel like people hate the Chiefs enough.
Yeah, I think that people are just going to root for him a little bit.
Andy Reid is like, I eat cheeseburgers and love football. It's not like Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
It was easy to hate Belichick.
I was super excited to see that Andy Reid got an extension. That made me happy.
where I get nervous. This is where I get nervous. When the Raiders
What's
are
the
on
Denver Broncos?
Are they on the clock? Oh, yeah, the pick
yeah.
is in.
They're on the clock. So.
Yeah, Raiders
Joe,
have
get
5
ready.
minutes, 48 seconds left in their pick.
What do you guys think is the best guess in Denver here?
I could see. I'm going to go with Brock Bowers, Byron Murphy, or
It would be amazing if they took Bo Nix.
That'd be crazy. That would be amazing. I mean, the defensive players are sliding. No, the Raiders have Minshew mania. Let him run wild. What are they talking about? The Raiders need quarterback. Minshew's like 28, isn't he? That's a franchise quarterback right there.
yeah, Minshew actually probably would be closer in age to
Penix?
Penix. Like if they would have been there. Wait, weren't we in the same like high school class?
Why don't I'm not even part of the team when I get fucking nervous. And I like
That's how I was. Like I was.
Kelsey's not a nice guy. Kelsey's a sellout booty bandit. I'm not allowed to share.
okay, you see that list of Daniel Jeremiah's best of
And I am. I can say
I'm happy with any one of those guys. If you take it, somebody that's not on that list right there, then we have an issue.
There's a couple of guys I think that aren't on that list. It went by. Right, there was an offensive lineman I think that I was missing from that list.
Here we go.
We're getting to the point where they're either the Raiders make the trade or they make the pick because it has to be getting to that 3 minutes left mark.
You're a Seattle fan, right? Booty bandit. Broncos about to make their pick. Who are the Chargers having to stop? Bo Nix. Yeah!
Bo Nix! 6 quarterbacks taken. 6. Hey, this could have been smoke screen by the Raiders the whole time just to get the Broncos to draft ahead of them. Bo Nix going to Denver right there. 6 quarterbacks, 12 offensive players taken. The Raiders are sitting here at number 13 with any defensive player on the board that they want. And they want to get back to having a dominant defense. They get their pick of any defensive player in this draft.
I think Sean Payne's a little jealous of Jimmy Jim. I think he wants his own version of Herbert. You got 10 from Oregon. I need 10 from Oregon. That's what I was trying to do. But the Chargers didn't want to move on from Brandon bitch-ass Staley in time.
Come on, Raiders. I mean, me personally, at this point, I would trade back. Not too far back, but I would trade back if they
That's
could.
another right one for my mock. Yeah, here we go.
But if not, come on, Raiders.
I mocked Bo Nix to the Broncos at 17. Did I get points?
Yeah, I mocked them there at whatever 24 where they traded back.
Chargers are going to get Brendan Rice from like round 3.
Okay. Sorry.
So
Oh, my God.
All right, Joe. You're saying Byron Murphy, but you're saying that it's not likely they're going to take because the D-line's obviously a strength right now. What do you think is the likely pick other than your dream pick?
I think Fautanu or Fuanga is the pick. I think that
I think it's offensive line.
how much longer is Colton Miller under contract?
I'm not sure. But he is the number 1 tackle in the league.
But I don't agree with that. But so he is the So they have
One of
left
the-
tackle. They can get a right tackle. And I just think that Fuanga fits the way that they want to play football, right? Where it's like we want to just smash forward and play. But Fautanu fits more of where I see Telesco living in that area. It's like we like guys that have
Raiders
position,
are fucking making the pick. God damn
position
it.
flexibility.
Here we
And please be Jonathan Brooks.
Here we go.
Take a running back in the first round.
Yeah. Good job. No,
Let's
we're
go,
going
Raiders.
Let's keep it rolling. And then your undrafted running back will be your best player.
Raiders
I'll be
select
good with both the top quarterbacks. I'll be good with
Cooper Dijon.
both the top offensive linemen. I'll be good with both the top defensive tackles.
If Sean Payton doesn't succeed with Bo Nix, Sean Payton's going to get fired.
Now, if you go like Cooper DeJean right now, then I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, that would be a pick that I'd be upset with. 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
That's
the corners, I think the corners are going to start flying.
So
Maybe
Peter
that's what
Traeger
they
said 6 quarterbacks are going to go in the top
Oh,
15.
that's good. I didn't even think about that. Terrion Arnold.
Yeah.
do. Either Arnold or I think
And
Arnold
Arnold
will
was
do it.
a guy. Arnold was a guy that what's his name? Antonio Pierce spent a lot of time with at his pro day. Like when they went to that pro day, I put a post up there that's who he was talking to the most of the time.
I just realized something. Didn't they give Zach Wilson number 10? Did they not want to tell him? Like, there's a chance you're going to have to give that up right away.
So they gave Zach Wilson number 3.
Oh, number 3?
So they can burn the same jersey.
But it's the
Come on,
same.
Roger Goodell. Who we got? Raider Nation. Here we go.
Goodell's coming out onto the
coming up
stage.
right now. The Raider selection.
Post on who's the emergency quarterback for the Broncos next year. Is it Gucci Danucci?
Ooh, here we go.
What?
What? What are we doing?
Don't they have a guy named Michael
What
Merritt?
are we doing?
Double tight ends?
Why?
What?
Why are we making this trade or this pick right here? Why are we taking a tight end when we have Michael Mayer out there?
So here's the thing.
I can't. I can't. Fuck. Who's
the starter?
Good player. He's a fucking good player. He's a great player. Not a fucking position of need.
Yes.
Every time, bro. Fucking.
What are we doing?
No matter who the
I got your changing. Dr. Latu.
every time.
Fucking pick every goddamn time. What the fuck? Are we serious?
Every fucking time. Trade Michael Merritt. Bro, what? He's like, we even had a Raider hat here? What the fuck? Look at you guys look excited.
What are
Like,
we doing?
everyone's looking at Tom like, do you know we drafted 87 last year? Michael Mayer's a beast. So is Michael Mayer coming off the field
Well, I don't know.
in wide sets? Or is Bowers playing slot receiver?
It's fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Why are we taking Brock Bowers? Could be an all-pro player. I have no doubt about his skills. But it's not what the Raiders needed at this fucking time. And we did not need a tight end at this time.
How are they going to even get the ball to Bowers when Minch is going to be sacked in 2.5 seconds every play?
This is best player available, like to me, legit pick, right? If you looked at all of the names on the board, I think that Brock Bowers was a top 7 player in this draft
You
class.
gotta be kidding me.
But how can you make that pick when the team just drafted Michael Mayer? Here's the funny thing. Last year, every Chargers fan in the world was begging Tom Telesco to take a tight end. We were like, please, this draft class is loaded with tight ends. And then he's like, I heard you guys loud and clear in Los Angeles. Don't worry about it. Tight end. That's what the fans love.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't want the Raiders to have any first round fucking.
Joe,
I
they
want
have.
the Raiders. Can the league just take first round picks away from us from now on? Like, I don't care. Like maybe this tape will be wrong in 10 years now when 4 hours and then in the Hall of Fame and people are like, I told you it was great. It's not the fact that he's a great player. Good player. That's not the problem.
It's a great time to sell the
Who's
shirt.
blocking the line for us? We need defense. Who's stopping these guys? We didn't. We took the top tight. We traded up for Michael Mayer last year. We traded up for the top tight end last year. And we take that 13. We had our pick of every defensive player on the board. 13 offensive players on the board. And we took a This is why I fucking got nervous. Because I knew they would fuck this shit up. I knew that Alex Telesco would. Oh, God.
I think that this is going to age super poorly for Joe. He's emotional right now, and I get everything that you're saying. You just drafted a top 7 player.
I don't care. I know the talent. I'm good with the talent. He's a great player. Great player. But you can't. Is he going to play tackle for me? Is he going to play tackle?
It just doesn't add up because this would make sense if you were literally the Chargers offense. You're playing double tight end all the time, and all that kind of stuff. But they're going to spread things out. They have Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams.
But I think that is what Luke Getsy wants to do, where he wants to have an offense where it's Adams and Myers and
Illuminor at right tackle.
You have 2. I don't think Illuminor's on the team.
So who's the right tackle? Who's the right guard?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I saw him get.
The starting offensive tackle is Urban. Or what's his name? I don't even fucking.
He doesn't even know.
He was the 4th round pick. Like it's Herman Mayer. Yeah.
In your offensive, that's your starting offensive tackle. What a 7th round pick a couple of years ago is your starting offensive tackle. And we take a tight end.
Joe, can you please plug the shirt? This is a perfect time.
If you're a Raider fan and you want an Al Davis shirt,
The mic, Joe.
The other one with it right now. If you guys want this shirt,
He's in the mic.
He's a legit fast tight end. I think Al Davis would have approved of this. As far as tight ends go, he's fast.
no, they're not going to take Mayer. They're going to run all. It's going to be a 2 tight end set.
Yeah, but Booty Man is saying here too. At the bottom, I don't know what the other comments. But this bottom one, he says Flowers is a great blocker. I agree with that. I think that it's kind of gone under the radar with how good the blocker he is. I had the Chargers taking Bowers at 11. Like he's a player that I wanted to be on the Chargers, and it makes sense. And I do think the Chargers are going to get a tight end in this draft. Next year, you guys will hear me saying when the Chargers are drafting from 32 next year to take Colson Loveland at the end of the 1st round.
No, I'm not. Tony, there's nothing about Rock Ryder's game that's horrible. Like I've said multiple times today, he is a very good player. But he's not the puzzle piece that the Raiders need right now.
So this is one of the things that I think that made Chargers fans frustrated was that Tom would always say in his things like, I'm a best player available guy, but then he would clearly be drafting for needs. So last year, when he took what's his name? He took Quinton Johnson. That was his board, his evaluation. That was his best player available in a year where it didn't really make sense. Like I think the good teams do just get great player reaction right now, Joe. I don't think
offensive line, bigger need. Defensive back, bigger need. Defensive line, you want to go defensive line, get that rotation. Bigger need than right now.
At least Spike's saying that they were drafting for the Madden roster. This is an upgrade.
Of all of the positions that they could have drafted for, like in that spot, like there are 2 or 3 solid still on the board, right? There are the entire defensive class at 13 is still on the board, and your quarterbacks are I don't know, and what's his name, and then Hobbs in the slot. So, you guys have a guy that I thought was okay, Corey and Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett. They have Jack Jones.
It's just picking up a both. You can lay it on there.
They have Bennett. They have Jack Jones. They have Brandon Faison, and they have Nate Hobbs.
Oh yeah, Jack Jones played great at the end of last year. So I still would have drafted Quinyon Mitchell in that spot if I was on.
I don't know. I mean, good player. If you want to say they brought in the best available player, cool.
Yeah, they did.
They went best player. But of course, I don't know. It just when you're looking at needs of what, and Raider fans are tired. Like we saw how bad our offensive line was last year. And okay, good. We brought in a great blocking tight end at number 13. Maybe he can help that fucking shitty ass offensive tackle that we're gonna have playing right there.
No, Brock is playing up the slot. This is your Hunter Renfrow replacement.
This is Tom Telesco won't let you down. He's gonna trade back in with like the Ravens or the Niners or somebody at the end of the first round. He's gonna draft like Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma. There you go.
Now I've always said that I thought the Raiders would finish the first round with 2 picks.
Yeah.
So maybe Tom Telesco can save himself, like you said.
Yeah.
But as of right now, Tony, I am not a happy Raider fan with this.
No. You guys got Tom Telesco. You did all. Here's the thing about Raiders fans that pisses me off this
Well, who's
offseason.
this pick? Who do we think this pick is? Let's all
Saints?
guess
I have
one.
no clue.
Saints.
I'm going corner. Arnold or Mitchell?
Offensive
Somebody
tackle.
needs to send a memo and say
I think Lattimore is up for
players
trade.
are available to draft. This is Dallas Turner.
Nope.
There you go. We were
Offensive
actually
tackle,
talking about
Fuaga.
this. Ramczyk is in trouble, I guess. He's not healing up well from last
14
injury.
offensive players gone. 14.
This guy is absolutely a saint.
Yeah.
Like he is.
If
And if-
I didn't have over 100 people in this chat right now, I would end it right now and just go to the bathroom and just scream to the top of my lungs.
They would like to see that, I think.
If you guys are in here, please come over to MJQ Football on YouTube.
I got you.
We are
Second.
live on YouTube.
You can see the wait, read the chat over there.
This
We can control
guy would have been such a good Las
it.
Vegas
The
Raiders.
beast.
Yeah, a lot of Raider fans and all my posts were calling for him.
Yeah.
Fuaga. I was calling for Troy Fautanu. It didn't matter. I told you I'd be happy with either one of them. Hey, but guess who got him? Derek Carr.
So now I think this also like because Ramczyk is gonna retire, right? Or possibly
on
gonna
the way
retire.
out.
And Penning has not worked out for them. Maybe they can salvage Penning, move him to guard. You can have 2 really nasty, run blockers on that side. So
I'm not happy. Not happy.
Fuanga and Fautanu were my favorites. So now we're here at 15, and I think the Colts have to
Defense. Line or
they have to select Quinyon Mitchell at this pick. Correct?
This is perfect for him, too. What a perfect way for the draft for the Colts right now. I thought that the Jaguars might be coming up at this to jump on. The pick is in, I think, for Andy. The craziest thing about the whole Raiders thing, Joe, is that you guys shit on us for 10 years about the Chargers falling short and all this shit, and Tom Telesco drafted all those guys. You get Tom Telesco, you guys start bragging about the same picks that you were talking shit about for 10 years.
I think that this rant is going to age super poorly when Brock Bowers is like, nobody's Travis Kelce, but
Yeah, I know.
he's this guy could be really close.
I just hope that Minshew falls off a cliff next year. He just sucked. That's what I hope happens. Mitchell's a good pick.
Well,
What he did is
according to that message that Joe sent, Aiden O'Connell was a top 10 pick in
13,
this draft. Or
13.
whatever.
Four NFL executives said that they didn't final pick number 13 overall.
4, not even just the Raiders.
I'm not bashing Brock Bowers and the players. I mean, that's not what I'm bashing. I'm bashing the options that we had. It's the same thing that we said with the Detroit Lions last year. They took great players, but
It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Atlanta, I don't get it.
One of these things not like the other.
But I do. I would say my NFC team that I rooted for last year was the Falcons, and I think I'm going to root for them again this year.
This year I'm going for Bears all the way, pushing the chips in.
there was no chance. There was no reason for the Atlanta Falcons to take Michael Penix. Like I told you, I don't think the Raiders would take Michael Penix. But there was no. Why have Kirk Cousins and go after Kirk Cousins and possibly even get in trouble for tampering with Kirk Cousins, and then go ahead and take.
They got lucky with that. If they would have punished them this year and took the first round pick, it would be a lot higher than next year.
Yeah, somebody the NFL usually more it's showing 14 picks, 14 offensive players. Like
They're just basically like, these guys can't tackle anyway, so fuck it. We're not going to draft any.
Well, all the whole narrative will be like that this is not a good defensive class, and I completely disagree with that. I think anytime you can have 4 or 5 really solid corners,
Yeah.
and you can have at least 3 solid edge rushers, 3, solid to good, interior defensive linemen. Like I think this defensive draft class is just fine.
The value on it is going up a lot on all these guys right now, and it's great for Seattle, great for Jacksonville, great for even Cincinnati. Like the next 4 picks could be defense. We can start seeing that.
The pick to me, since I saw the excitement, feels a little bit like let's make this 15 in a row. Just go Brian Thomas. Like
Just keep it rolling.
The players went, and Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't one of them. Like, let's get him.
There's got to be some trades here in the second half of this draft, man. It has been a snooze fest with the phone calls. Ain't no one trading.
Somebody said my face does it all, though.
Here's a reminder to everyone that's tuned into all of our live streams right now. Please come over to the YouTube channel. We're live on NFLMike, MJT, Joe Morley Sports. Any of them work. You see your chats a lot better. Hard to keep control of the chats on all streams. But go ahead and let us know what you guys think of the draft so far in the chat here on YouTube. We'll review some of them. Also, like the stream if you haven't already. It's free to do. Helps out a ton on our pages and the algorithm and all the bullshit they want us to do good on here.
The Raiders have had like an off season where like everybody's hyped. We're happy with Antonio Pierce, right? We're happy with everything they're doing. I was even good with. We're happy with first day of free agency where we picked up Christian Wilkins, and we go into the draft going, look, we're going to get a good player. We got a good player. It's just not the position we thought we were going to be drafting, especially when everybody was happy with what Michael Mayer was able to do towards the end of last year when they actually started using him correctly. Like the guy we traded up for Michael Mayer last year, top tight end, and now we're not. Now it's like, oh, let's bring in another one. I don't know.
Where did they get Mayer last year? What round was the second?
Second round. They traded up for him. Woo! But this draft only has one trade so far, and it was Minnesota moving up 1 pick, right? We've seen all offensive players taken. So there's still a lot of good players out there.
Yeah. Seattle, I think, is in such a great position.
Okay, you guys, this motherfucker just said something right now that pissed me off. He said, you loved Leatherwood at 17. Where were you? Who the fuck have you been watching me for the last? Did I love you?
It's time to go watch my newest post. The reaction there then.
At a certain point, I started to become offended for the Leatherwood family. The way Joe reacted.
I went on a 10-minute rant about Leatherwood.
I was so uncomfortable with how he treated that young man.
Here we go. There it is.
First defensive player.
That's good.
I think that's a great pick right there.
Guys, I'm telling you, this mock draft I put together.
I actually thought that he could have been in the top 10. Like,
I think I can put it up on the screen, actually. Oh, no, it's not in here. You didn't upload it here.
If I would have just done the smart thing and had May, New England, and McCarthy, I'd have like 8 of the top 15.
Damn.
So the first defensive player, Latu, off the board.
This is great. The Colts front seven just keeps getting better and better each year. And this is the one spot that they needed a guy. They got Quiddy Pay on one side. They got Laiatu on the other side. Whatever his name is.
Well, and that's the thing about the Colts defense the last couple of years. It's always been no-namers, quiet guys putting their head down and playing. And you're like, wait, I thought the Colts didn't have a defense. And they go out there and kick your ass.
And they just got the Forrest Buckner an extension too.
And they re-signed the D tackle I really like, Grover Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they can get Quiddy Pay to turn into meet the expectations, it's the AFC South really turned around in like 24 months.
Yeah, and this team is going to be good. I mean, you put a good defense together with run-first offense for your quarterbacks. You're running like Cam Newton. Your running backs going to be running like Jonathan Taylor. You don't have to remember. Jonathan Taylor's good enough with his own name.
All right. We should see.
You know, they've got Michael Penix back in there. He's kind of their play action / big body receiver for their offense.
Seattle should be Fautanu.
Jags are fucked. The Jets are going to
Or Byron Murphy.
hiring Doug Peterson or something.
I just got that whole energy. Like I was pumped up for today, and that just sucked the whole energy out.
Joe.
Yeah,
Who knows what's going to happen?
The reaction between Chargers fans drafting Bowers and Raiders fans
I'll be so
drafting
excited.
Bowers is
Like you guys would have been excited because you don't have a tight end right now.
not one that can play like Sam
Howell.
Bowers. That's for sure.
Geno Smith? Booty Band is saying Sam Howell's the starter in Seattle. What do you guys think for the Seahawks here?
Hey,
I think Seattle takes the defensive end.
Would they take Murphy?
hey, Booty Man, I
could.
think he can push for that job. Murphy or
Newton,
Fautanu?
but they have two offensive tackles. Unless you're going to play Fautanu at guard.
We also move one of the tackles.
could play.
Probably move Abraham in, right? You're going to pick one.
You know, like Jared Verse going there.
That would be good, too.
I
I had Seattle trading back with a linebacker, so that's not happening.
You know who's just really working out for this draft? Jacksonville.
Oh, I think this is working out great for all of these teams that are in this spot where you have Cincinnati, the Rams, and even Philly and a team like.
Now, let me ask you this. Raiders drafted Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that they drafted him for a different team like the Rams, where they go, if we get down to that pick and the guy that we like is still there, we'll swap you?
Why wouldn't you just take the guy?
Because we've seen it before. Because you don't want to risk going down there and you go, I'll be happy with Brock Bowers if my guy doesn't fall there because he's our second best or our highest rated guy.
I think you're pulling for strings.
Yeah. I'm trying to think something.
They could just draft him at 12 or 13, wherever they were originally. If there's a guy that they wanted.
I'm trying to just find the positive in it. All right? I'm trying to find fucking
Trying to Eli Manning this
be
tight
happy
end.
about today. And you just want to shit all over it.
Yeah, maybe they drafted him for the Chargers to trade him to Harbaugh for our second round pick. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm just trying to, what they say, what's that old saying, grasping for straws or whatever?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sense of the fucking pick. We didn't make, there was no sense in the Atlanta pick, and then the Raiders do that pick, and it's like.
Oh, man. I just love seeing Joe's reactions to every draft. Like, we have a whole compilation now that we put together of year after year after year after year.
Well, he was excited about the
I
Wilson.
I think it was a strong word, Tony. He was like, I'm cool with it.
I like Tyree Wilson.
Yeah, he was like, that's cool. Like, thumbs up. He wasn't like yelling, like celebrating.
No, I was good with the
You were
Tyree
more
Wilson.
excited that the Chargers drafted Quinton Johnson than you were that the Raiders drafted Tyree Wilson.
Because Tyree Wilson has the upside that I can see. And especially with the full offseason, I expect a lot out of Tyree Wilson this year. It was a position of need. They tried to get somebody on the opposite side of Max Crosby. So I was happy with that. The Alex Leatherwood pick at that time, there were so many other offensive linemen on the board that they could have took besides Alex Leatherwood. And at that point, I wanted defense. Remember, I wanted them to take defense. They ended up taking Merriwig with the second pick, because that's who I wanted the Raiders to take in that draft. But this pick right here, not discounting the player, not saying that we took the best tight end, one of the best offensive players off the board, right? Best available player at number 13, we took him. But it wasn't a position of need, especially when we're trying to compete in a division with the Super Bowl champions right there.
We didn't know each other yet, but what was your thought the year that they took 3 first-round picks? It was Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abram, and whoever else they took. Colt Miller. I don't know.
Wasn't it Arnett?
Yeah. No, David Arnett and Henry Ruggs were taking it.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Like half the Raiders draft picks are backups in other teams, and half the other picks are in jail. Oh, we traded for Herbert. Shut up. We've been being on my ass about this for like 3 years, saying that the Seahawks are going to get Herbert.
I think they should have traded back too.
Yeah, I think that if they would have traded back,
So he said Brock
happy.
Bowers and Gardner Minshew are going to be the next Brady and Rob Gronkowski. It just there's so many other options out there.
Man,
Like, okay, if you were drafting later on and all these offensive linemen are off the board, the top 2 defensive backs are off the board, it made sense. It would make sense. But this is a luxury pick that the Raiders couldn't afford to make. That's what it is. It's a luxury pick to be able to have 2 good tight ends.
We need a.
Joe, just relax. What is that?
Got a.
For the iPad? It's over there.
Which one is this one?
It's you unplugged it.
Yeah, but it takes.
The player is not guys. Brock Bowers is a great player. Would have been top 10 talent. It's the position of need that we're looking.
Okay, so it's not my draft's not as good. Remember, I switched Malik Nabers and
oh, you originally had Neighbors.
Marvin. Yeah,
I think New York has positioned themselves to where if Daniel Jones can get shit together, they're going to have a solid position next year. Put the offense back together now with your receiver.
I'm surprised we haven't seen trades.
They just had no weapon. Once they lost Saquon, that was it. They have no weapon other than the great Isaiah Hodgins and now Malik Nabers.
Bowers is Tony Gonzalez.
Maybe they could re-sign OBJ, man, and bring back the one-hand man so that didn't have 4 all-pro seasons or whatever.
I'm sure, Tim, that this wasn't an AP. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Antonio Pierce is gonna walk in and go, "Get me Brock Bowers."
yeah.
We have it, Simply Dad. Don't worry, Simply Dad. You are going to be okay with the receivers this next upcoming year. They're going to draft another receiver, or they're going to sign another receiver, and it's going to look a lot better than it does right now.
Well, the thing about receivers in this draft is you can get good receivers in the 3rd round.
Right now, they're all falling.
Yeah,
No one's been taken since the Neighbors pick, right?
and that was expected. Like,
only 3 receivers taken so far.
Yeah,
they were taking forever to announce these picks.
I feel like it's been going pretty quick. Military appreciation going down right now. Here's your reminder while we went to the Seahawks just announced the damn pick. Like the stream, y'all, if y'all are in here. You guys tuned in on TikTok, come over. Asking about our reactions to the picks. They're all on the YouTube channel. You can see it right here on the graphic. Just come on over. Put on your chats over here. We're responding to every single chat that comes on the screen that we can.
Raider fans, look at
Trav, I appreciate you immediately getting behind your quarterback, man. Trav always does.
Mike, tell them where they can find this shirt.
Fitdown.shop. Fitdown.shop. Fitdown.shop.
Fitdown.shop.
Links in my bio as well.
You can go to the website. Raider fans, get the shirt right here.
They're exclusive. Limited time.
You can pick any color that you want. There you go. Thank you, Mike. Right here.
It's an Al Davis inspired shirt, you know, and then inside the ship, there's a bunch of Raiders legends.
Raider always.
Yeah.
Got the Super Bowl Raider here on Al Davis.
There's also a hat like this hat.
Byron Murphy.
Oh, Seahawks got him. Ooh, he's sweating.
Byron Murphy.
They also have this hat right here, but you have the Al Davis version on the site. So if they want to
You
do
can actually a hat that looks like this logo. But yeah, you guys get these shirts right here. If you guys want.
We're going to plug in more. We'll see it.
You can get any color that you want. Shirt, any size. If they got a shirt for me,
Beamer, first defensive line taking, right? I don't know, Latu, the second one. Yep. I think I picked that one. No. I'm done. Trav wants to see Joe. He's Trav. Timestamp for Joe's reaction is amazing. Just go back to the timestamp. It's 1 minute or 1 hour, 29 minutes. You'll see his live reaction. It was amazing. You gotta go back. Rewind.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Trav, there's no way I can be upset with the player or the athletic ability of the player. It's the position that we took, and that's what I'm upset about.
Oh, we got a trade.
Yep. The Vikings came up. Vikings are playing it ballsy here.
Minnesota Vikings coming up from 23.
Who are they trying to jump? Who are they trying to get?
I think you
Corner?
edge,
Right? Corner or edge, yeah.
like
The Vikings.
This could be
The Vikings are the
yeah,
only
that'd be a
team.
good pick right now.
The Vikings are the only team trading today. Like this is the second trade that the Vikings have made today. They moved up from 11 to 10, right? They took JJ McCarthy at number 10. Now they're moving up to 23 to 17. This was going to cost them a little bit more. But what are they taking here? You think they're taking defense? You have both defensive backs on the board. You know they were struggling a little bit. Right here. Here's the pick.
Oh, Booty Ben has been waiting for Seattle's pick, and he said, "Damn, you don't like the pick?" Vikes are going to get Verse, but Jared Verse is what Booty Ben is saying. I can see that. What did they trade?
Right, can they get these in tank tops?
We can add tank tops eventually. We don't have tank tops right now. But
So eventually we can add tank tops, guys.
It's
So,
not a long sleeve. It's a tee.
yeah, this is not a long sleeve. I have 2 shirts on. Raiders will wait 40 years to win again. They say. Shut
is that
up.
a Raiders fan saying this?
I don't know who's saying it. I guess Bayou is who's saying it. Vikings are on the clock for the second pick of the first round.
So the Jags now are picking at 23.
Corner, maybe? No, it's got to be edge.
Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner
A second ago.
to go with Brian Flores' defense over there.
They needed pass rush. They were just blitzing as their pass rush every play last year.
He looks a little frustrated.
Well, he's probably like, I should have gone a long time ago, too.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta. He's probably pissed at Atlanta, too. Going, you guys already had Kirk Cousins and you could have had me. Oh, Raiders.
Got a run going here.
So to me, that felt like what we were really hoping other teams would do. The Jaguars are looking at it and going, "Hey, Minnesota, who are you taking? Are you taking a cornerback?" And they're like, "No, you're not." Okay, so the Jaguars are like, "We'll trade back to 23, and
We're taking a lie to their face.
we're pretty sure that the Bengals aren't taking corner. The Rams, I guess, could, but probably aren't leaning that way. The Steelers probably aren't, and the Dolphins probably aren't. So we're still going to have a shot with maybe the Eagles, but that's not in Howie Roseman's style. So they're still going to have a shot at one of the top 3 corners on their board.
Yeah, and Jacksonville picked up, 3 picks? 4 picks?
Yeah, a couple next year, and then something on day 3 pick this year.
Let's talk about the Bengals. I think one of the interesting picks of the draft. What are the Bengals going to do here? They could go defense, but I think if the T. Higgins move is happening, this could be where Brian Thomas ends up. And that's scary, Alex. That's just basically replacing T. Higgins with a freaking explosive monster again. Another big B2 to go out opposite of Jamar Chase. If they take a receiver here, Tony, you think T. Higgins is traded by the end of the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be today, but I think tomorrow, like I've been saying, I think there's a good shot that Carolina is one of those, second round picks. Use pick 39 and send that to the Bengals.
I was going to say, sorry, I know you go off again. I know I'm still on that Raiders thing right now. I'm glad I did it. I was going to say, I was going to buy a jersey of whoever the Raiders drafted first round. It'd be the first jersey that I bought in a long time for me to actually wear. But the Raiders took tight end Brock Bowers.
You can't back out.
I never said that I was going to. I was just saying that was something that I was. I mean, like Tony said, I could be eating my words next year. Won't be the only thing that I'll be eating, but screw it up with Mayer and Brock Bowers could be the best fighting combination we've ever seen. I don't know. I'm just upset with the position because I don't think it was going to be. Anyways,
what's the list of tight ends?
Your opening line could be like, my new diet is eating my own words because Brock Bowers is going to be an all-pro. That's the opening line.
That's one of the
My new diet is eating my own words because Brock Bowers is the best tight end in football.
Yeah, Byron Murphy from Seattle I think is an underrated. It's going to be one that we'll talk about next year, like when we go look back at this draft. In my opinion, Tony doesn't have that opinion of Byron Murphy, but I think it is a very good fit for him. Byron Murphy to Seattle.
Oh, no, I mocked Byron Murphy to Seattle. I think it's a great fit. I thought that's what they would do. And, like, he's coming from a place where look at what Matabike was able to do in his style of defense.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that interior pocket pusher, that person that's going to be able to be there. One of the interesting things I heard about Byron Murphy, and maybe one of the reasons, like, when I watched him, I wasn't, like, wowed, is that even though they had T'Vondre Sweat, who was 368, they were playing Byron Murphy more at nose than they were playing him. Like, he was taking on the double teams, and he was actually succeeding really well. So now if they can let him play a little bit more than 3 or 4, he's going to be able to get more consistent pressure and maybe help out guys like, Boye Mafe and Derek Hall, who's somebody that I think has got a chance to show some promise.
And the secondary players that Seattle has, they feast on playing the ball. You can't really play the ball if your pass rush isn't super strong. You have to keep your back turned. You can really start to get creative with Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen and Quandre Diggs right up top, where that pass is going to get home. The quarterback has 3.5 seconds to the ball. So on that 4th second, they can't run a double move after that. You can start trying to pick these things up and take them to the house. We saw, was it Witherspoon? He had a pick six last year, right? Long pick six, like a 90-yard pick six.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Or was it Witherspoon or Tariq Woolen? One of them. Booty Band, help me out. One of your corners had a big pick six last year, I remember. I think it's a great pick for Seattle. Seattle's offense is what it is right now. They're good. They could have used maybe offensive line. You got Mac McDonald. He wants to make this defense a strength.
Yeah, somebody also said in the chat, it might have been Booty Band that was talking about Sam Howell being the quarterback. And I do think he's going to push to be the starter.
That's what he's saying here. I mean, it's not like Gino's best quarterback ever. And you got a new coach out there.
Yeah, I mean, Howell plays a little too risky at certain points, but if he's that much younger and you might want a chance to say, hey, let's see what we really got here, and we're going to have the best backup in the league with Geno Smith.
And with 6 quarterbacks going in the draft, next year's QB class, we're probably not going to see 6 go in the top 15 again. Because there's not going to be even a need for 6 in the top 15. So,
yeah, and I just think anytime we have a draft class that gets this much hype, they automatically, revert back the other way.
Yeah.
Even though the last time it did kind of work out naturally that way. It went from having them propping up, really hyping. When we think back on Trey Lance, all I hear now is well, can Quinyon Mitchell play? He played at Toledo. It's like Trey Lance played at a 7-on-7 school or whatever it was, and we still thought that this guy was a top
traded our whole future.
3 pick in the NFL.
So lucky that Purdy thing happened, or the Niners would be fucked.
I think when you're the thing that stops Kyle Shanahan from winning Super Bowls is Kyle Shanahan. He's
This draft is
cocky.
He's
cocky.
So good.
They should have went and got fill in the blank veteran, and they would be completely fine. Anyone but Jimmy G, pretty much.
Hey, look, they're going to show us the Raiders pick at number 13 again.
Yay! And Booty Ben is saying that How reminds me of Josh Allen before Diggs. I don't know about Josh Allen. Definitely not the same rushing ability. I will say I do think that Washington gave up on him really quickly. Like they benched him last year for no reason. It's not like they're trying to see what's behind him or anything.
For who?
They benched Howell like the last 4 games of the year last night.
He was hurt. It was actually it was during the fantasy playoffs, and it really hurt my team. It was
Who are the Bengals taking this pick, Tony?
I mocked Brian Thomas Jr. here. I think it is one of the great things that I've liked about Cincinnati, especially over the past couple of years, is that they've drafted guys in spots where they knew players were going to be gone. Mm-hmm. Right, a few years ago, it was Jesse Bates was on, and Von Bell were playing on their last years of their deals. Or Jesse Bates was on a franchise tag, and they drafted Axel from Michigan, a player that I think is not even close to reaching his peak in the NFL. And then they did something similar with DJ Turner last year. They drafted Byron Murphy when they had Hubbard and Henderson last year. Like, they do a really good job of getting the next guy in the building
before the other guy's gone.
So that's why I put Brian Thomas Jr. here.
And they know their strength. He's standing in the pocket. You need to give him weapons. If they get
oh, they'll tackle. They now have 3 of the largest tackles in all of football.
What the fuck?
They've got Orlando Brown, they've got Trent Brown, and Amarius.
Yeah. They don't believe in.
You don't believe in nobody believes in Trent Brown.
Yeah, you're right.
All I'm saying is just like he's passable.
He can play. It's kind of similar to the Moses movie. He can play while he's healthy. Yeah. Oh, look at 19. 19 laid a good block there.
Yeah, I know they gave Trent Brown that big.
Look at 19. Look at 19 right here. Well, that's not 19. That's 4. It's my bad.
That's their other tight end. That's going to be
next year. That's our guy.
He's going to be a good pick next year. Yeah.
I don't know.
I forget what his name is, Kemp or something like that.
I expected Cincinnati to do something a little bit more bold than that. That was going to be a passive pick.
Hey, Rams just sat here and we're like, we're going to make our first pick since we took Jared off, and you're going to give us a great opportunity to pick somebody on defense if they want to go defensive route. I don't know. The Rams made their offseason has been all about lifting up that offensive line.
Yeah,
they've done a great job of getting some offensive linemen in there. Rams could be looking for another wide receiver. I don't know if they'll go that route right now.
So one of the things I didn't hear until this morning was that Marvin Thomas Jr. may have some injury, some medical stuff that popped up for people, but it wasn't reported on until like the very last minute. The Rams seem to be moving in that direction where they were when they went to the first Super Bowl, like building around one game to take a little bit of the heat off of Stafford, to help out the defense, to have some more sustained drives. They've got 2 really big guards, and they're moving to field to center. That was the report that I saw. So they're going to have some real
push the middle.
Yeah, some real steam up the middle of this offense.
So you think they're going to tackle?
I think the last tackle is Fautanu.
Fautanu.
Could they go corner here? Like they brought.
Hey, Kurt, we just gave you $1 billion. We're also going to draft your replacement right now.
My thing is just like, why did you draft such an old replacement?
Yeah.
I don't think it has nothing to do with.
Why couldn't it wait till next year?
Like, I know that there are some people on the internet, according to the videos you sent me, that think Kirk Cousins is better than Justin Herbert. So, like, if that's the case, why are you drafting?
I don't think that's the case.
Michael Penix.
I think that's an opinion of that one individual. Tony.
I know I don't have social media anymore, but I might hop into those comments and just say, like, can you break this down for me?
Anytime I'm on the air and I hear talk like that on any podcast, I tell them, all right, then put something on the line right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
This is where this is what I was telling you guys about. Chargers did their little pick in a trailer.
That is so cool. I like my retirement on that field.
Yeah, but you're talking about like Harbaugh, who lived in an RV, and Ortiz, who's from the East Coast. Like, they aren't glamorous guys. They're not Sean McVay, who's like sitting courtside at Laker games with sunglasses on. Like, this is how the Rams do business.
Just imagine me in my brand new, all day Aaron Donald Rams t-shirt playing football on the Rams field right there on the beach. That would look nice.
Yeah.
It could be anyone if they just go to sit down that shop.
I'm sneezing right now because I think I'm just like the Raiders. I'm allergic to first-round pick. Making quality pick. Oh, dude.
I don't know. I feel like Jared Verse would be nice to put on the opposite side of Byron Young and Kobe Turner making a year or two.
They can go interior too. Who's the best interior right now? Is it Newton or Jazern? What's his last name again?
Well, yeah, because you got to think they got to go with that. Why they struggled with somebody on that defense line last year.
You can replace AD, not replace him, but get
And-
the spot.
How many?
Did you mock an ET?
I don't remember.
I had Latu falling to them, but
And the Rams hit with all their picks last year, which was amazing.
I hope that the Rams or the Chargers are caught.
I have the Rams taking Johnny Newton.
Johnny Newton. Here's on Newton.
Oh man, I kind of want to end this live just so I can cry.
Those hot wings are gonna help out a lot.
Just so I get the hot wings. I'm not crying. It's because I eat hot wings, guys.
I'm gonna have to start pulling up depth charts on some of this because
Just trying to figure it out. Just rocking the goat, man. Bye.
This is why, like, when they were like, "Hey, Joe, do you want to go to Detroit with us?" 100% glad I didn't go to Detroit.
You'd be so pissed. Oh man. That's like me going to that Raiders game when they dropped 63.
Yeah.
Mike, let me ask you a question as a Chargers fan here. Let's say you get to, I don't know, pick 26, and like Terrion Arnold's on the board. You trading a future third rounder for the
AZ
Chargers?
interested. Jared Bird.
Somebody called that one.
Who was it?
I think I just said that like 45 seconds ago.
I think he mocked it like a couple days ago, right?
Did you?
I don't know. Morales called it in the chat before Tony did. But Jared Verse, a lot of people predicted him to go early, right? But we saw that big run on offense of players, 14, 15 players in a row. So all these defense players go and fall into teams that probably didn't think they were going to be here. Like, do you think the Rams came to the draft and Jared Verse was going to be there for him?
No way.
No.
I thought he was one of the Bears in the top 10.
Yeah.
This is a great pick for the Rams.
You lose Aaron Donald, you bring in Jared Verse.
I think that this is one of those picks where you're like, this guy didn't necessarily fit in the way that what's his name, Raheem Morris would have played defense last year, but I don't know enough about who took over as defensive coordinator. Like, how are things going to change for them as far as like how they're going to use edge rushers?
Yeah, that war room did the show.
Huh?
That war room did on the beach.
Well, I guess the Rams they built like a $16 million beach house just for the draft.
What?
Not just for the draft.
They gotta use it for other stuff too, right? Not
Well, I'm
just
sure they're going to use it for stuff, but
that's luxury right there. That is so.
right back, look at these
I would go to that
shirts.
shit. Chargers fan.
I would not. I can only.
I'm very much.
Well, what beach was that?
That was a good place to sell the Rams.
If that's Venice Beach, I'm staying away from it. I know
You
they
got a
try
story
to,
about Venice Beach to share with the people.
no, but they always try to make Venice Beach look amazing in commercials and movies. But if you ever gone to Venice Beach in real life, it sucks. It's horrible. It smells. It's trashy.
I will say, in my young hippie days, I spent a lot of time in Venice Beach, and it is probably the dirtiest of all of those beaches,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think we should bring.
You're afraid of walking on the stand because the needle might go up your stand.
Come on, I feel like the hippie song.
Yeah.
Hanging out in drum circles.
You're hearing tasers go off by the police the whole time. Like, Pittsburgh Steelers going cornerback right here is what somebody's saying. Yeah, why not? You have your shot at it. You have your shot at defense.
Quarterback.
Corner.
Oh, corner.
Defensive back.
What my Steelers fan was saying is center.
Yeah, so
That'd be a good pick from here.
I feel like this pick could be Graham Barton. Could be.
You're hating on my guy Jackson
JPJ.
Powers Johnson.
I think this is. Did I have Powers going to the Steelers right here?
I had the Steelers trading back and getting left. So
I had to pull up my own.
McConkey, sorry. I keep
So,
saying Hill in there for some reason.
I'm sorry. I just lost energy for this draft. So I was happy for a while, but I'm trying to get it back.
The only thing that would
Move
take
it
this
forward.
to a next level is if the Raiders do trade back in and pick something else that
Give him
makes
any.
sense.
Oh,
The defensive backs are falling. Can the Raiders trade back up and get one of these guys?
Well,
I'll
they-
take that.
what if they trade back up and they take some random ass quarterback? Or they take some random ass fucking guard?
Like I thought Pittsburgh right here, this could be a good opportunity for Pittsburgh to swap this pick to 49ers. This is where we could be seeing that kind of move.
Ayuk, right?
Ayuk. There's no way that the Niners can pay Ayuk, right? That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
a lot of people have been mocking the Ayuk to Pittsburgh thing. I guess maybe it's an upgrade for them, but I don't know why they wouldn't just keep Deontay in town for a little bit cheaper than they got a good pay for Ayuk. Similar roles.
Somebody made a point or something today about it makes more sense to trade Debo and re-sign Ayuk. The thing is that Debo fits the mentality of what they wanted, that physical, like I think the team feeds off what he does, even though the smart football might be that trading Debo and re-signing Ayuk. As a fan of Brandon Ayuk, I hope that he gets traded to a team that I enjoy, which is
Maybe
not
the
Chargers. Yeah, I don't.
They didn't want to pay. Maybe they can pay $20 million for someone.
You guys want to know why Dallas is drafted 24th? Because they're the 24th best team. According to Jerry Jones.
I understand what Jerry was saying, and I didn't want to get into this in our text chat. I get what he was. I understand.
Do you?
Yes.
What was he saying?
That because we were so good,
Yeah, but he didn't say it like that.
we pick at 24.
I know. Everybody knows what he was trying to say, Tony.
Give the man the fucking 99 years old. Give him a chance to be old.
Let the son do the press conference. Let's let Jerry Jones Jr. do the fucking press
So we're all in agreement that this has to be an offensive lineman for Pittsburgh, right? More than likely.
or receiver.
I don't see them taking a
I can see
receiver
Brian
first round.
Thomas' chance.
Pittsburgh has a great history of taking receivers later in the
That's true.
draft. A hit.
They got Pickens last year.
Yeah, I think this is an offensive lineman.
Yeah. They don't need defensive line. That's all we know. That's all we know. Everyone tune in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are here on the TikTok chat. Please come over to YouTube. I got the little description right here. Like the stream for us if you're on YouTube. You can see all of the chats over here. If you guys have any draft questions, kind of hitting a lull here. Nothing exciting really happened in this draft. Nothing crazy.
This has got to be Fautanu.
Fautanu, I can see it. Yeah, he can play guard or he can play tackle.
It's like
Yeah, guys.
We
Come on
take
over to YouTube.
Montano can play any position that you need him to play. You can move him around.
Yeah.
So if you need a versatile guy on the offensive line, and Pittsburgh, with two running quarterbacks now or two mobile quarterbacks. Oh.
so.
Here we go. Steelers pick coming in.
Also,
Cam Hayward's out there.
That's highly in defense too. So maybe
Cam, I think it's time to call it, bro. You're looking old. He won Walter Payton?
Yeah.
Damn.
He was shocked too. He even said it. He's like, I didn't think I was going to win. Like, very prepared.
Yeah, let's honor this guy, but also we need to get our sponsor in.
Yeah. Ching, 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 ching. Such a huge human being.
So big.
This guy's going in a Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He's going straight to the podcast thing too. Or he might join the Mac. I wonder how Belichick plays all the offensive pick. Just say that. Try not to punch Herbert next time you're on the road.
And with the 20th pick, Pittsburgh Steelers select my replacement, Jerzon Nate. Wait, what if you raised like D tackle? What the?
Here we go. There it is. Called it. And now let's some chaos ensue here. Give us some excitement here.
Here's with his Lulas and well, there's another one of your guys' show.
Great pick for Pittsburgh. Right? Give me your analysis. 5 positions.
I think that he's gotten a little bit of that. Oh, he's got short arms. He can't do anything, but like he can't be a tackle, but he'd be guard, center, whatever. I just think the way he plays, he's so athletic. I think he could play tackle. Maybe not. Well, maybe you don't need him out there year one, but he's just so good. Like, look at these highlights. They have him out there. Yeah, I think it's a great pick. Yeah. It's like, here's.
Is Kirk in there? Well, they just like whatever.
Trying to explain it. Like,
Yeah.
This is why, boss.
Yeah. So this is what he does. He throws the ball over the other. That's one of those things where you tell the owner, like, hey, you know, he just guaranteed $100 million to a guy. Well, we just drafted his replacement with our first pick. He's like, but I know we don't play defense in this league anymore, but we still have to do something on that side of the ball, don't we?
Bill Belichick's probably like, yeah, that's what you fucking get. It should have hired me. Is that a Chargers fan right there? Chargers fan in Detroit?
In on Chargers when they were on there.
They invited a couple of super fans to like the inner circle. They're like kind of like up there. Well, it's like the chick that wears shoulder pads, and I think the Ultimate Charger, Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I saw him there. I saw a couple of them that they zoomed in on for the pick, which is fantastic. Great way to show out. I can only imagine what the pub crawl is like right now after they took an offensive tackle. If you went down any of the lists when they were like, people were mocking Joel, somebody, Chargers fans lose their minds.
I got asked to go to by maybe 5 people. And I said no to all of them because of the whole Jaguars thing. That's the last watch party I'll probably ever go to.
I deleted Facebook, so I'm not even in the chat. I can't even do it. Like, nobody can invite me to do anything anymore.
I'll probably go to more stuff, but I like to go to the preseason ones where I can just chill and not be stressed.
I'm pretty much done with social media.
Except for the fact that you're going you're famous right now. There's 1,300 viewers watching you.
That's beautiful.
Minus a few.
I think this D. Dyson in whatever chat I'm looking at here, so Mike Tomlin secured another winning season. I do really think that this is a good move for what they want to do, right? Because when you think back on how Arthur Smith had success with the Titans, like we look at what their offensive line is now. A few years ago, it wasn't like that when they had Roger Saffold and can't think of the other. There was the center they had at the time. Vaughn was healthy. No, with the Titans, like a few years ago when they were like the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Henry
the way that team was playing, like if I really think that Arthur Smith could be the key to unlocking Najee Harris, and then you get change of pace and Jalen Warren, who I think is one of the more underrated back. Kind of has that early Tony Pollard exchange.
Yeah.
Like I think the Steelers can be really good, and we're looking at a team like the Bengals where it's like Trey Hendrickson wants out, and this guy wants out. Joe Mixon is gone, and we got to figure out offensive line a little bit. We got to keep Burrow healthy for a full season. Like that makes it tough. The Ravens have lost so much from there, and then the Browns have a wild card with Watson. How's this going to work out? Still haven't seen it that good. So if you can get the same type of QB play you got from Wilson last year, where Justin Fields comes in and adds another dimension to that run game, I think the Steelers could win 11-12 games this year easy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And I was telling my buddy picking a center. I was like, it's probably the best pick, man, because they just want to run the defense. That's how Steelers win games.
Yeah.
Why try and go away from? Why try and pick this flashy quarterback like Kenny Pickett and put him in there and get him run around and throw it up to George Pickens, all this bullshit. George Pickens also is blocker. Yeah, one of his strengths. That's one thing that he likes to do, other than catch the ball with his block and knock people on their ass off the line of scrimmage. What do you think about Miami here, Tony? Do you think this is the first corner?
So,
Play X Howard?
I think that this pick should be Graham Barton or Jackson Powers Johnson.
They need it.
The fun pick, can you imagine adding Brian Thomas Jr. to this offense? Like, you already have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and then you bring in him.
Yeah, and that's a bargaining chip. Jalen Waddle negotiations go well.
Now, again, that team probably doesn't win a ton in December and January.
Stop round 10.
Right now in September and October, how much would it be? Those guys. You just call every time you're like Tua, where it's a 5 to 7 step drop, and then you just whoever has single coverage, throw it as far as you can.
Jump off the thing that he does.
We're calling it all go like 40 times a game, and we're gonna break the record once in a season. But this should be like they lost their center. They've had trouble with the interior part of the offensive line. Like this should be.
Tua needs to be protected.
Yeah, if you're gonna pay Tua, I think you got to address the interior part of this line. Also, I mocked the card to them, so let's put a little feather in my cap. I had a rough go.
Here we go, Miami. Woo! They want Chop Robinson. So Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson together. They lost Christian Williams. Not an interior.
Yeah, they got Charlie Chubb. They still have the other guy that I really like. The guy they got from Baltimore, I think, was it Seiler? Or interior guy. So they're not completely lost there.
It's interesting because that means they're looking at Bradley Chubb on his way out, maybe as far as his age and everything. I like Chop Robinson. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah, no, I
the Dolphins, you're in power right at him. Joel just picks him up and takes him to the bench and puts him on it.
Yeah, watch the second half of the. If you watch the game in Michigan versus Penn State last year, Michigan could not block Chop Robinson in the first half of the game, and so Michigan said, "Guess what we're going to do? We're going to run the ball 33 times in a row."
Yeah, That's one thing. He's going to get driven back if he doesn't put on some size. In this league, it's a little different. It's not just all pass rush.
That really was. I know that nobody likes how old I am and how much I love running the football in the NFL. But that was one of the more fun games that I watched. I was
when
are they
just
calling another run play, and they're just mowing over Penn State. And by the fourth quarter, Penn State was gassed. They're like, are they going to ever throw the ball again? No. The next non-running play will be a kneel for the win.
Doesn't matter. They don't need to and their quarterbacks to drafted top 15.
Top 10, brother.
Top 10, yeah, you're right. Eagles on the clock. This is in a corner, man. The Chargers need to trade it now. What the fuck is going on with the corner?
I don't know. This is shaping up nicely for all these teams. Like Jacksonville is going to trade back and they're going to be able to get either the top or one of the top two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then you got like the Eagles here is interesting because I don't
Chargers are keeping Herbert healthy. That's what we're doing. So I was asking.
Yeah, I saw because I didn't think the other two quarterbacks would be on the board at this point. I saw that Cooper DeJean going here because Evangelo being able to move around.
But I had them come up to get so I can just draft him here. This shit always happens with the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles always have good
Always happens. Falls into their lap every year. Luckiest MFers in the league.
Yeah, I just to me, Quinyon Mitchell just makes a lot of sense in this defense.
They're chanting, "Fly, Eagles, fly." They don't have any corner. And they have Darius Slater.
Well, Jacksonville, when they traded back, they were like,
Corner,
we did a very good.
Like I said, they did what we were talking about our teams doing earlier.
Yeah.
It was like they might not have got a key reason for it. They traded back from 17 or whatever they were at to 23. And then if you looked at who was ahead of them on the board, none of those teams were really like
quarterback
needy teams.
Because even if they thought Philly was taking one right here, like if that's the only team they thought, they were like, okay, we're going to get one of the two. We're good with it.
Yeah.
And like it wouldn't shock me at all to see Trent Baalke draft like Darius Robinson or something like like a player like that.
Like they need more. It's a line. Let's just keep like a big rotation of 12 defensive linemen.
But that's what the league is going to. It is a rotation.
Yeah.
Like that.
So they brought in Ark Armstead from the 49ers. And they have Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. It's like I could see them saying, let's just make this the strength of our team. But how many years have we talked about them needing CB1?
Yeah, and they tried with C.J. Henderson, but didn't work out.
My opinion on the Jaguars completely flipped from last year, man. I thought they were going in the right direction. Last year was such a turd. They need Trevor Lawrence to have like an MVP season. This dude needs to pan out because they used to have to go into contract negotiation without a great season under his belt yet. Other than that time that they won a playoff game, but we forgot about that already.
Yeah, I feel like it's corner. They didn't have to
Double corners.
Any moves.
Double corners. We got Eagles fans in here. What do you guys want them to do? Also, anyone in here want to react to their picks? Let us know in the chat. We got some time here, it looks like. The pick is in, but they're taking forever to announce these picks tonight.
They put the pick in faster than any other team.
And still not announced No one on the stage yet.
Well, it said Eagles on the clock with 8 minutes to go, right?
No, that's Jacksonville.
Oh,
Jacksonville has 8 minutes.
Let's get it going, man.
I mean, we might have caught Roger on a bathroom break. He's like, "Hey, Howie, I just had surgery, bro. I need a second."
Just send some random motherfucker out there doing something. Oh, there we go. Oh, I think a button came down. He's tossing in the back.
You know the back. I'm on. Yeah, I'm on painkillers and a nice vodka martini.
Nice. That's not news.
Nobody cares.
Did you guys hear the NFL's gone global? What about Japan? Fuck Japan, I guess, huh?
Cool. Nobody cares. Just announce the answer. That's what we're here for.
He's so mad.
Yeah, he's like our little talking.
I bet Jake's gonna be excited about that pick.
It's good for Madden. That's what I was saying.
A lot of Raider fans are happy about it. I mean, if you're getting good quarterback play, and if Munford or whoever you get an offensive tackle can play good, then you got a good player. You got a great offense. But you saw the damn Raider offense last year. You saw how much the quarterback position meant to us. Like, I don't know. It's just you got a top 5 talent at number 13.
Is Matt Devontae Adams at the trade deadline back on or no?
Damn
it. I'm rooting for that for years. What the? Is he going to sing? That's not actually what he sounded.
Of course, that's exactly what Jordan Mailata says.
There it is. Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback. And the frickin' Eagles do it again, then.
Another good
Get
player.
the number 1 cornerback off the board. And Tony was saying perfect fit for their defense.
I had them trading up to get Quinyon in this draft. I had them trading up to 14 to get Quinyon, and instead they just stand pat at 22.
That's how it works out for the Eagles.
To me, he just seems like he is perfect for what Fangio wants to do. Like, he would have been fantastic for the Chargers.
Ease some pressure off of Slay and Bradbury, these aging guys that are just getting thrown out there to the wolves with these young bucks right now.
If Quinyon would have been on the board last year and they would have drafted Quentin Johnson, I would have gotten in my car, drove home, cried.
Oh, man. Congrats, Eagles fans. We already got Washington in the chat saying, man, I hate this division. The Jags probably going to go to a corner here.
All right. I got 6. I got 6 out of 22. I don't know. This 6 is the most I've gotten out of any of these.
Let's see what Mike's got. Mike's got 1, 2, 3. I was close to Michael Penix thing. I had him going at 9 to the Raiders. Who did the Jets take again? Did they take Olu?
I remember who the Jets took.
Oh, yeah, they did. So that's 3. I had Mitchell going as high as 12. That's crazy. Guag went to the Saints, right?
Yep.
So that's 4.
Next to the Broncos is 5.
Hey, I'm doing good too. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm doing good too. We can still get a few more here. There's still a few chances here. We'll see.
Jaguars are on the clock. If they take Terrion Arnold right here, that's 7 for me. No, keep this train rolling.
Yeah, had the Jaguars trading up though. That's a pretty cool little honor. If I was a player, I would be like, wow, that's dope. The first round pick in 30 years.
Yeah, I think they were talking about it on the broadcast about how he turned down NIL money to stay at Toledo. Like, commitment. Like, he didn't do any of that.
That's the only 2 women in his whole life.
It's very sheltered. Doing all boys Catholic school, so.
Congrats, Quinyon. You just landed on a great team.
Well, they're not going to give that guy Mike
next year. Yeah, he's just like, yeah, this is cool. Thanks. All right, let's go to work.
Jacksonville's on the clock. Jacksonville, we expect them to go with the other quarterback, right? Terrion Arnold right here.
I think so.
Yeah. So they brought in Gabe Davis, right? Like I heard some people talking about, oh, they missed out on Calvin Ridley. Maybe they would take Brian Thomas Jr. But like, if you brought in Gabe Davis, like, Brian Thomas Jr. would feel like a similar player.
Mm-hmm.
So your issues, a lot of them have been on defense. Like I don't know what their interior offensive line is like, so I don't know if that is an option or not.
That's like a good stat. Man. Yeah, Joe, you're supposed to be our hype man. You've just been dead ever since the 12th or 13th pick.
Well, I'm trying to look online and see what other Raider fans are thinking. A lot of Raider fans are happy. A lot of Skip Bayless is happy for the Raiders. Like everybody's like, oh, they got a dog. They got a great player. And that's not what I've been upset about. I've never said that we didn't get a good player. We just took the wrong. Like when you're sitting there looking at any defense and what we've been lacking the last couple of years as the Raiders, it just hurts. It just hurts. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for a tight end or type.
That was like the last thing I was expecting, honestly. Receiver
look, yeah, beat up on AEW. They turned on him, so he's playing the part of wrestling in the war room.
This is a plug too. He's trying to advertise. People go, "Oh, why was Tony Khan in a neck brace?" Boom, AEW.
Yeah, he's moving his head perfectly fine. In the
That's some bad news for you, Tony Khan. That business is going under.
I really like Tony Khan is living life how you should live life as a son of a billionaire. He's like, Dad, I want to start my own wrestling thing. I also want to be part of decision making with. Yeah. I would be doing the same exact thing. Whenever anybody's like, look at these entitled little kids. Me too. I wish my dad had anything. I'd be like, I'll be part of it.
Wide receiver.
Hey. You got someone outside now for shooting the slot.
So every time, this is like multiple years in a row that we think Jacksonville is going to improve their defense. Like,
at least he doesn't get to the Chiefs.
And they go offense. Like a couple years ago, we thought they had a good running back. They went Travis Etienne. Now, when you don't think they need a wide receiver, they go wide receiver.
So this is what always is like. These are the kind of picks that are going to. I guarantee this will not be graded very well. Like the people will see value in it because they have him ranked higher than this or whatever. But I just don't think people are going to speak favorably about this. And people also kind of don't like Trent Baalke. They just don't. Like I'm talking not about like the average person. I don't know how they feel. I'm talking about the talking heads. When you listen to any of those shows, they always talk about the questionable moves that Trent Baalke makes.
Well, I mean, it makes sense now why they traded back.
Yeah.
Because it could have been worse. They could have took him at 17, and then you really would have been like questioning this pick.
Yeah, but you could have taken him at 17, and maybe Quinyon was the guy they identified for them, and they were like, all right, the next best player on our board is Brian Thomas, and we feel like we have a needed wide receiver. I just don't think that I just don't think like this is not a need. You also have the second round pick, and you could find maybe not the same caliber player as Brian Thomas Jr., but I don't think you're going to find the same caliber corner as a Terrion Arnold in the second round. Like I think the gap between what they're going to be able to find to help their defense is going to be bigger than the gap they're going to be able to like as a wide receiver in the second round.
I just think it's weird because we've seen it with a couple teams now that you go out there and you aggressive in free agency and you get players for certain positions, and then you go and draft the same positions. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big Gabe Davis fan. I don't know about that, but you went out there and you secured your wide receiver position, right? And I thought you did, but then you drafted another one. We saw what the Falcons did it with Kirk Cousins, right? They went out there, got him, and then they drafted a quarterback. Like, do we need to move free agency after the draft now, or what? They're like, are we not planning for the future when we go into free agency?
No, I think like if you look at this, like they're basically trying to stack up like a straight up like basketball team.
Bengals 2.0.
Like, they're trying to get out there and say like, we want elite speed on the outside, and we have, who we think can be a big time X receiver in Gabe Davis and the slot guy. Like, I think that's why they weren't willing to overpay for Calvin Ridley, is because Calvin Ridley thrives in the same spot that you need Christian Kirk to thrive in.
Yeah.
And you already had him under contract, and he's Trevor Lawrence's favorite target.
Yeah,
it's him,
Brandon
Ingram. I just think that I think they had enough in that room and in that department, and then they could have went in the next round and drafted.
All right.
I don't know. Whatever. Good for them. Good for Jaguars.
I mean, they got
Texans are going to win the division, and I'm probably going to have the Colts in second.
And if Will the Titans are going to be good too.
Yeah.
Find a way. But
yeah,
I think the Jags are in a bad spot now. And if they don't have a great season this year, there's some decisions to be made at the end of the year where what direction they're going in. Let's move on to Dallas here. People are talking in the chat. Zeros here. Dallas Cowboys. I think JJ, Joe. I know you're the one with you as a Cowboy.
This is what a lot of Cowboy fans, like Cowboy Cantan and all them, that I saw this was the guy that they wanted.
Yeah.
The whole time. They thought maybe Dallas would have to trade up for him. But if he falls to him, offensive line would be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one to me feels like if you lose your center and you're trying to reestablish like a dominant ground rushing attack, like go ahead and get Jackson Powers Johnson and get back to being a little grindy up front, a little bully, a little tough, sort of like even like let's say Jackson Powers Johnson doesn't play center and can't play center. Like, why can't he sort of be like Zach Martin,
right?
Like a guy that's just getting out there and just mauling.
They lost Biden and lost their guard, so they need your offensive milk. They like to run the ball. I think their team is planted to be one of the aggressors on running backs here in day 2 or day 3. You can see it here.
This draft fell, Mike. Like if they would have got 11 and 23, it would have been
awesome.
Fucking insane.
And the Vikings, their guy, they didn't hurt that much. They gave a 4th round pick for him. Damn, man.
Bitch.
Vikes lucked out. Vikings. Big dubs for you guys. Is it already clipped?
You gotta
Oh, you're flipping it as you're hearing a lot.
get that reaction up there, Joe. Get those claps, brother.
If you guys missed Joe's reaction, the timestamp on it is perfect. It's 1:30, 1 hour 30 minutes. You guys want to rewind and watch the reaction to the Raiders pick? Chargers.
We gotta trade.
We gotta trade the Lions. The Lions. Yeah.
Lions moving up.
Cowboys aren't going to get the interior of the line.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the Lions. Who's the center there again? They have a good season.
No, the Lions aren't doing it. I'm saying the Cowboys now move back, and I guess maybe Tampa's only threat to take it, or Arizona to take JPJ.
Come on.
Yep, the Cowboys are out. Lions are about to announce the pick right now.
So what are the Lions coming up for? Defensive back?
He's a Lion.
So this is what, the third trade?
Yeah, so I think if they're trading up for something, I think that they traded in front of a team like Arizona to make sure, maybe even Tampa, who lost Carlton Davis. I think they traded up for Terrion Arnold.
Terrion Arnold, I can see that.
Yeah.
I was saying corner, they got Carlton Davis.
And you only give up a third-round pick?
But last year, corner was a weakness for them.
Because Terrion Arnold, I think, really fits like what they want to do too.
What a great background. That's a badass background.
It is cool. They're excited.
You guys are seeing the Lions draft room right now. That's pretty damn cool.
I would just like to go on record for all Lions fans. Like, this is a smart move. Nobody is smarter than Brad Holmes.
No matter who you
The entire Ford family is an outstanding pick. Please.
What? Are you trying to make up for?
I'm just saying I don't want to get flamed in the comments because last year these two bozos kept sending me all the shitty things these people were saying, and I just can't take the hatred from the internet anymore.
All respect to the Lions. We're not going to talk any trash no matter who they pick here, unless it's a kicker. And I'm talking a lot of trash.
Doesn't even matter. Lions select Trey Benson.
Well, we know it's not offensive line.
They might think it's tight end.
We don't know that it's an offensive line. Like, I think there's a ton of value in Graham Barton at this spot. I think there's value in Jackson Powers Johnson, maybe playing him at guard.
The Lions have had a hell of a week. They re-signed Penix and St. Brown.
Yep.
Both the young talents there.
Yeah, I think the Lions are the best team in this division. If they are trading up for a corner, like I think that is even better for them because they get Carlton Davis in the trade. Davis. So you jump the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and your rival in the Packers, who might be looking for, like maybe this is Cooper DeJean, maybe this is safety help.
Is Nate Wiggins the same figure?
It feels a little bit too much like Ryan Branch, that sort of nickel.
Yeah.
But maybe you can flip those two out. You can start to do some interesting stuff where it's like you have one of them down the box, one of them playing deep. You have the ability to put Branch back a little bit more often now. But I think that if you're moving up for a player, to me, you go get somebody you think could be CB1.
But see, I would like a defensive lineman for Detroit. I would like another. I don't know, but like we saw that last year, right? Aiden Hutchinson was getting it's a Raider situation. Aiden Hutchinson was your best guy out there, and you want somebody else to balance it out. And that was one of the issues that we had. That when we talked about the Lions draft last year, is we wanted help with Aiden Hutchinson. But I think a defense back would be good here too. I mean, anything defense.
I have Darius Robinson locked to them. I think that
Mine was Chop.
So
trade up for Chop at this spot.
You guys have the defense, and Darius Robinson might be the last one in the green room, right? I'm trying to remember how many they had. 13 players go, and I know he was one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a hint. They're like, the Lions love Robinson. He will be drafted in the first round because that's what they do.
He is drinking. He's struggling.
Well, he's probably just on painkillers.
Yeah, he's like Vicodin and White Claws go together like nobody's business.
In Detroit. Had to give him
Darius Robinson.
Terrion Arnold. There it is. That's a good pick.
That's an excellent pick.
What did they give up for him?
A fourth-round pick? Wasn't it like a fourth or fifth-round pick?
Yeah, I think they swapped like fourth and seventh.
That's the same agent as Jalen Hurts right there.
Very good pick. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. It's a neat pick that they needed. And they let the draft fall, and you're seeing them fall, and you're like, all right, it's time to bounce up there.
Yeah, but you're trading ahead of. You already traded for Tampa Bay's corner, and now you traded ahead of them and got another corner. And this is really what the defense needs. So, like, can you on day 2 go find a way to get Marshawn Neal from Western Michigan? Like, can you find a way to get another defensive line guy? Like maybe Michael Hall, the interior pass rusher from Ohio State, is still there for them, where they can add more to the defensive line. Like I think I was saying, we did the pod the other day. Like, there's so many talented players in this draft. Like,
the defensive players are falling.
Yes,
it's all pushed back 10 picks now at this point.
You're going to be able to.
Congrats to Arnold. Turn it around, Arnold. There you go, buddy. Show the name.
So Green Bay. Come on, Green Bay.
If I got drafted to a team, I'll be like, can I have the Chargers one too, just for a souvenir?
I had Green Bay trading out of this, so I don't even have a pick for Green Bay in the first half.
Kool-Aid McKinstry is who I had Green Bay taken.
But I feel like the most mocked player I saw on the internet to them was Cooper DeJean.
Oh, to Green Bay? That seems like that makes sense. Only white in the league plays with fucking cheeseheads. Wow, shocker.
I'm just laughing. Terrion Arnold would have been a great selection. Would have been a great selection of what, 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been mad if the Chargers would have taken him at 11, to be honest.
Yeah.
So there's something about what I wonder if the
the
offensive players were just so good that that's why we had the first run like this, or if there's something about the defensive players that made him drop.
Maybe the fact that they can't play defense might have something to do with it.
I just think that.
But you'd think the corner is still value. You got to pass the ball.
But we've slowly been seeing this as like the priority over the years, and now you've taken another opportunity to weaken the defense by adding penalties for hip drop tackles. It's like, if you're going to continue to punish the defense and find ways to punish teams, why would you put your greatest resources up there? And this kid was electric on the mic earlier too. I heard him
He's from Detroit?
No, he was hosting a pregame, or like not hosting, but like sitting and doing like conversation. I forget who he was. Was he with Kyle Brandt with Morning Football? He did like a whole segment with him, and he was just phenomenal.
That's probably why the Lions go with him.
Funny,
His personality. They love him.
Like super confident. I'm like, this guy is. Congratulations, fans. This is I think this is outstanding.
I think I didn't say no to take it into.
Like they talk about grit and like all those things, right? Where it's like the way they want to play football. And I think that this is that pick is, what they want. What they.
He's a lion.
Yeah,
He's a Dan Campbell guy. He's a kneecap fighter.
Like somebody's gonna come up and play tackle. Like one of the knocks I kept hearing on him was that he didn't have that elite speed at cornerback or whatever. I don't know.
They're out of there now.
Yeah, as long as you don't put him in like a position where it's like, hey, you're gonna be 1-on-1 against Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle or whatever. It's like, don't do that. You'll be just fine.
You're saying Jalen Johnson. All right, Packers pick is in. Okay, see another corner here. I picked Kool-Aid McKinstry.
We're showing him in press man against Lad McConkey.
There you go. In the NFL, it's pick 6. You can get up and run.
That's just a late throw over the middle by Quinn Ewers. Go late first round of the Raiders next year.
I was talking about that. I was like, the only reason that Manning's not playing is because they just want to keep milking him for more money. Keep milking him. If they said Manning's a starter, Ewers would transfer the next day.
Oh, for sure.
He would not do a competition with him. He would just, if they said it was a competition, he would transfer the next day.
I think in a competition, I think Ewers would still beat
Think
out.
so?
But, like, just because of the experience. Like, Quinn Ewers is now on, what, year 3 or 4 of college football? Like, he's got a lot of experience, and that matters, especially, the competition they're going to be playing next year.
She just said, all right, here you go. We'll just have it.
Yeah, address them. You're in Detroit.
Yeah.
You just got picked here. This is great. Packers are going to take offensive linemen.
Think so? Yeah. Who?
I don't know. I could see them getting Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma, right? The Packers always do a great job of developing offensive linemen, and they seem to always stick around that trench area, but they have so much invested already in the defensive early part right there. So, like, I'm going to go offensive linemen.
They did get Josh Jacobs. I didn't even realize that.
Why aren't they getting booed? This is Detroit. Jordan Morgan. There we go.
Jordan Morgan is the pick. Boring.
Who owns the Detroit Lions?
What do you mean?
Oh no, it's the Chicago Bears.
Oh, I thought you meant like organization, or do you mean?
Well, I thought it was Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Bears.
I mean, to be honest, the Packers have owned the Lions collectively 30 years.
They've owned the whole team.
Yeah. Like, even the one year they won the division, I think they lost to the Packers in the second round or a wild card team or something like that. So,
Finally got it.
all right. Well,
Yeah, Tampa Bay left. Tampa Bay. We thought it could go defense. They still could go defense, right?
The pick's in for the Bucs. Let's get it up on stage. Come on.
yeah.
You guys gonna take your chicken wings to go at this point? There are some really hot ones. Be careful you don't get the wrong one. Oh, okay.
So what do you think? This is supposed to be a draft. Like, we came into this draft going. Yeah, we came into the draft thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a crazy draft. It's gonna be a lot of trades. Really, we've only seen 3 trades: Minnesota, Detroit. Right?
They were real, like, whatever.
We've seen a couple surprises. Starting with Michael Penix going to Atlanta Falcons, right? That was a. Then when the Raiders took Brock Bowers, have we seen any other surprises out there yet?
I think we could see something here at the end of the first round with some of these wide receivers, possibly. Either just straight picks, Buffalo, Kansas City, or maybe someone comes in and tries to jump in front of those guys.
As long as Kansas City doesn't take live Mccarthey, I don't really care what happens.
It's not going well for the last right now. Because I don't see him going to the Bills. I don't see that being their style. I feel like they're going to try and get one of the bigger guys. That could be an AD Mitchell spot there, Buffalo. Or a Xavier Worthy spot, too.
Yeah. Well, I was always saying Worthy to the Niners.
To the Niners. I saw Niners fans saying that, too. That's a good little speed and punch duo with Debo.
That's why I'm surprised they didn't try to. Maybe they were. Maybe the Niners are trying to trade up to get one of these defense back, too.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out. Like, that would have been.
You had the IU piece to trade. Does this help you calm down at all?
Yeah, they were like Twitter. No, like
Zen,
like relaxing.
Enjoy some Zen. I can't wait to see Cowboys pick here. They're probably gonna do something stupid. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that we're gonna see another dumb pick by the Cowboys. That's a smart pick. That's probably what they should do. Yeah, it's true. Is Tampa on for a guard right now? Didn't they lose their guy last year to? That was their center, huh? Jensen. I guess they could use a center then. If they didn't replace him already, I'm not sure. I'm not educated enough on Tampa. Oh, any Tampa fans in the chat right now can help me out. If you guys want to come over to the YouTube chat, we can see your chat. If you want to ask any questions, I'm gonna reset the live real quick and try to get some more people in here.
Reset what?
I reset the live for once.
Oh, you're like.
And keeping people in.
Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Pets and people.
So I don't know what's on that clip. I just did a first minute of me. So it's up now.
How's it going? Is it performing? At least you gotta get the wins and the losses, Joe. That's the secret to social media success.
You cussing out one of the top 5 10 players in the draft. Even fans who aren't Raiders fans, they're like, this was such a bullshit term you guys use to describe people now.
I'm feeling better about it now, non-existing, because it makes sense. It's boring, obviously, but it makes sense. And the Chargers need to solidify the whole line. Herbert has gotten injured now back-to-back years.
So much.
Rib injury, finger injuries, wrist injuries. So I'm pumped about it now. It's just we wanted the flashy receiver or whatever. Marvin Harrison went anyway. It wasn't even an option for us. So can't get exactly what you want every single draft. Or back-to-back drafts, I guess.
See, there you go.
What? Just saying Barton?
The Cowboys are interested in interior offensive line, Tony was saying.
Yeah, because if Tampa takes their guy right now, they're going to be pissed. Tampa's pick's about to get announced, y'all. Here we go. You guys tuned in here and the live stream yet? Please like the stream. If you're here on TikTok, come over to the YouTube stream. The info is right here. We are live for the rest of the draft. We're going to stick with it. Hopefully something crazy happens here. Arizona needs more picks. Maybe they'll trade out.
I just got an update that
Baltimore
the
might.
Arizona pick is in.
Okay, so Arizona's not trading. Are we way behind?
I don't know. It just updated on my.
Yeah, we're way behind.
No, we're not. It's caught up.
Yeah.
I think it's just slow. Twitter's way quicker than the
It's
broadcast.
actually the Sleeper app.
Well, Sleeper's doing it now?
Who the Bucks take?
Oh, I'm not looking. I don't want to be
Yeah.
surprised. I'm not looking at my phone.
The Bucks. Graham Barton.
Interior.
That was the Cowboys.
Well, it's not that the Cowboys screwed up. I think the Cowboys had 3 or 4 people that they were interested in.
They knew they were.
Maybe this was the number 1 guy they wanted.
Yeah, but let's say they didn't, right? Just it's funnier that way. Jerry's reaction.
You think Jerry's like this? God damn it.
Well, he listened to Will McClay and he was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. This is who they're gonna take. They're gonna take this guy." And he's like, "I really want to have Graham Barton down here. Put a big old cowboy hat on him."
We're picking now at 27th because we're the 27th or 29th. We're the 29th best team in the league.
Trading back with Kansas City, a lot of people don't know this. We're the 32nd best team in the NFL.
The Chargers will be picking 32nd. Calling it now.
That's pretty athletic right there.
Cross.
I think that's a nice solid pick for the Bucks right there.
They need it.
Yeah.
They need it. They lost.
Well, you make the investment in Baker Mayfield. you want to give him some time. You just re-signed Mike Evans. I think Kate Otten is a good tight end, right? Like I don't necessarily put him in that up-and-coming class like Trey McBride is. You know, it's not Laporta, but I think he's really good. He kind of has like a little Henry vibe. You know, like he could have
I can see that comparison.
nice season.
Arizona about
And
what was the Cardinals here? They got their
Cardinals,
receivers.
I think they
They
go
can go-
defense here. Just like I'm seeing Nate Wiggins.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Darius Robinson to the Cardinals. We talked about him going to day one. The big mo
Yeah.
truck.
I don't, but I wear that for sure.
I can rock it. Yeah.
I can't wear like the high neck collar like that because I don't really have a neck. But
Well, people always ask me where my neck at, though. Well, I think that's a different reason.
this is so you get a defensive head coach, and the guy came from Philadelphia where he had a lot of success. I mean, you ask Eagles fans, and they hated Jonathan Gannon. But then the next year, they lose Jonathan Gannon and beat the next guys way more, right? Look how bad we buried. Who was the D coordinator there last year? The guy who took over.
On the side?
Oh, yeah.
What's John Desai? Like, they fired John Desai, and then it was like play calls were being divvied up between whoever Matt Patricia.
Oh, yeah.
Turned into like a whole shit show for the Eagles, and it was like they would have given anything to have Jonathan Gannon back after they just trashed him all the way to the Super Bowl. Like, we lost the Super Bowl because of Jonathan Gannon, because of the turf, because of the whatever. It's like, well, you played Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, like, you know, Bolton. Those guys get.
All unsportsmanlike, if Mahomes comes into a Super Bowl on one leg, he's not coming out the Super Bowl on the defense coordinator. Call it what you want to call it. If he comes in on one leg, he ain't coming out.
I'm sitting here with the nephew of Greg Williams.
Yeah,
Bounty
exactly. Exactly. I don't give a fuck. They kept their Super Bowl, right? Saints didn't get their Super Bowl script. Let's risk it all.
Then that game,
That should have been Brett Favre's Super Bowl.
I cried after that.
That should have been Brett Favre's Super Bowl. He just would have fucking walked 5 yards instead of threw it across his body like a true Brett Favre. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Sorry. It could have been Peyton Manning's Super Bowl too. Couldn't say the same thing for him. They both failed to beat the Bounty Gate defense.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong, Joe?
Buffalo.
Receiver, right? Guaranteed receiver. Which one?
I don't think it's guaranteed receiver. I think they're happy with what they have.
Khalil
They
Shakur.
are not happy with what they have.
They're happy. They're.
I love
100%.
Khalil Shakur. Jesus.
I mean, Josh Allen doesn't need receivers. It's
That's who
Josh
Zero wanted. Gross pits.
Like, how long will it be before they call Cole Beasley back again?
Oh, man. So I'm guessing either Keon Coleman. Oh, the Chiefs traded up?
What?
I don't know what they're showing on there.
Why didn't it say the Chiefs are on the clock?
If Buffalo,
No. They better not trade with the fucking Chiefs.
if Buffalo makes a trade with the Chiefs, they're the dumbest fucking franchise I know.
Maybe Buffalo's pick is in. Dallas's pick is in. Baltimore's pick is in. San Francisco's pick is in.
Right?
They
They fucking did. They did. That's the one fucking team you're trying to beat every damn year in the playoffs. And you're like, you know what? We'll give you a pick. We'll help your ass out. Here, Andy Reid, go ahead and make the pick before we do.
What the fuck are the Bills doing? They're going to take – oh, my – it doesn't matter who they take. It's a good pick no matter what. Fuck.
Oh, we robbed the
What are
Kansas
the
City
Bills
Chiefs.
doing?
In no trade do you ever win with the Kansas City Chiefs.
No,
Let me tell you that right now.
It's like the Patriots all over
Every
again.
time the Kansas City Chiefs will outsmart you.
I'm trying to think of who they would have traded up for, because if you're saying we got to get in front of
Dallas.
Like maybe not Dallas, but we need to get in front of Baltimore and San Francisco. Right? So if it's like, which player are we trying to get?
There was no one at the front of the second round. No one else offered. You had to trade with KC. That's the only offer you had. And who are the Bills going to take now a couple picks later? Wouldn't it be more worth it just to take the guy that you want there?
Well, I'm starting to think if they're trading up, I feel like the last graded tackle they had for this range is Tyler Gotti.
Yeah.
And they think that Baltimore or I don't know.
I don't want to see.
I don't think that's it.
Or the Niners.
We know that they need a wide receiver. They know they need a wide receiver.
Both the Bills and the Chiefs need wide receiver.
And I know, okay, I don't know. Like,
I don't care who
is there a wide receiver that's good enough to trade up for right now that we're not thinking of? Because we all mocked the wide receiver going to the Chiefs at 32. All of us did. Now, is there a wide receiver good enough for them to go up for?
What if Dallas is? Yeah. What if they're going to take who Dallas wanted? This is
because maybe Dallas wanted a wide receiver. Maybe we're wrong on that. Maybe they were going to get a wide receiver.
so stupid.
I just got a text from a Chargers fan that says Raiders fans are in shambles tonight.
We're friends with that at least. We're friends with that.
Hilarious.
So I'm gonna try to pull up the best available, right? Prospect filter.
A center? Don't they have a guy named Creed Humphrey?
Yeah,
pro.
They're not moving up for it.
Center. It ain't a center. I'm telling you right now, it's not. There is a center available. Let's talk about Dallas. Dallas could be a center. Real cool dad. Real cool dad. What the hell is happening? What are the Bills doing? He's a Chiefs fan.
I'm a cooler dad. He's a cooler dad. Who's a cooler
Chargers. Chargers versus Chiefs. Cool dads.
dad? I would say
I think it's an arm wrestling match.
if he has, I don't know what he looks like.
I think you should just blind date it. Just go blind and see what happens.
He's just like some huge, he's like a mason or something. Just lays brick all day. I'm not arm wrestling the bricklayer.
You're
I got arthritis in my elbow. I'm not trying to get my arm.
it's like real cool dad's coach for Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Or he just sends a proxy. How do I have a way to prove this in? I've never seen this real cool dad before.
But I can't. I can't believe the Buffalo Bills would make a fucking trade with the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't. I can't.
Do we know what they got in return? Maybe they got.
They better be crazy. That's not worth it. Because whoever they draft
This
here,
is a team that's kicking your ass every postseason.
whoever they draft here is going to eliminate the Bills in the playoffs.
But I don't think this person will necessarily be responsible for it unless they come out and they draft Adonai Mitchell. He goes for 6 catches for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You just jinxed the shit out of it, Tony.
It has.
You just jinxed the shit out of it. AD Mitchell, 3 touchdowns in the playoffs this year.
It has to be
right now.
They had to move up here to get a weapon. They had to.
But I just don't see, why are you jumping any of those teams? I don't think any of those teams were in the market for Mitchell.
Yeah.
The Ravens just gave an extension to Rashad Bateman. They drafted Zay Flowers last year.
Oh, my God.
I don't think the Cowboys were taking Mitchell. I mean, maybe they were. Maybe.
Oh, don't say Xavier Worthy.
I don't think the Bills can draft Adonai Mitchell and then expect him to be like a legit number one.
Hey, that shit is cleared out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're
fans have cleared out, bro, you see
yeah,
that?
most of them are Lions fans, and it's midnight there or almost 1 in the morning. I don't even know, but it's
I know.
yeah. So it's 11:30. It's almost midnight there. The Lions already picked. You think they give a shit who the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions pick?
Here we fucking go.
I really think this is an offensive lineman, guys.
I mean, Juwan Taylor, that was not amazing.
Well, who's on the other side? And don't they have the other Oklahoma tackle last year?
Yeah.
Morris or whatever?
Some random dude.
Wanya Morris. Boy, Simon. Wanya.
I don't care who it is. I don't want them to have any kind of any kind of success. Not in trades, not in anything.
Congratulations, young man.
So glad the Chiefs come in all those Super Bowls. So you survived whatever you're surviving, buddy.
Oh, the Bills are so stupid. They're so stupid. Just give them. All right, Joe. Just give them Target.
Here it is, right here. Like, oh, you guys beat us in 13 seconds with that fast guy a couple years ago. Let's give you another one.
I told you right here. I told you. Did I not tell you? Buffalo Bills are the stupidest damn franchise we know now. Hey, we lose every year in the postseason to the Kansas City Chiefs. So you know what? Hey, Andy Reid. Yeah, we'll make that trade. We'll give you another weapon for Patrick Mahomes, another guy that can burn our defensive backs. We'll move back for another pick. Well, this right here, Xavier Worthy. You got to be
Just in case they're out of field goal range with 10 seconds left in the playoffs next year, and they have a Hail Mary they need to throw up to some fast guy.
Hey, Buffalo, you couldn't use Xavier Worthy? Like, that couldn't have been your pick?
Look at that bullshit.
Like, when you're making a trade with a team, you ask him, like, what are you interested in, right? And you should have been sitting there at Buffalo going, fuck that.
And
We're not giving up Xavier.
I promise you, tomorrow, the Chargers and Rashi Rice are getting dropped. Tomorrow, watch. That's what these motherfuckers get, man. They always –
But I don't understand what Buffalo Bills are doing this. Like, we knew the downfall of the Buffalo Bills was coming, but is it coming this soon? Like, how do you give your conference opponent, the guy who's kicking your ass?
Who's Buffalo going to take?
well,
Why would they just take them where they were? Why did they trade with the Chiefs and give them a receiver?
but
Who's that?
because Xavier Worthy, we're looking at it as like the Buffalo Bills need to solve Stephon Diggs leaving right now. There's not a player at this point in the draft. Most likely, I mean, we don't know. They could find that late round receiver that changes things. But this is not going to be an immediate fix with most likely any of these players to just take over for Stephon Diggs. Like, I could see the Bills now drafting at 32 and going, we'll take Jerzon Newton.
But that's not the that's not my point. That's not my the point is not that they should have took a wide receiver. The point is you help your conference champion, the people that won the Super Bowl that have been whooping your ass the last couple of years, you help them get better.
So if you don't think that anybody's going to take Xavier Worthy over the next 3 picks, like, you wouldn't just take an extra pick from any team, no matter what it is. Like,
What is San Fran taking? That's why they traded.
maybe it doesn't matter who, like, if they were going to take. The thing is like, you guys are, we all agree that no matter who the Chiefs took, he was probably going to be pretty good, unless his name's Sky Moore. Like, we're all feel
The
pretty
Falcons
confident.
Sky Moore 2.0. That's our saving grace. Sky Moore 2.0 just got drafted to
Sky
the
Moore
Chiefs.
and not move like Xavier Worthy. And I think
Stop saying things that we don't want to hear, Tony. Stop telling us the truth and lying to us and tell us it's going to be fine.
it's not going to be
Just tell
fine.
us.
It's not going to be
Why?
fine.
Who cares what the Cowboys think? There you go. Good call.
Another guy. And I thought it was going to be interior. They went tackle. Good for him. He's got to be at least have some Cowboy fans. His family from Oklahoma. This guy is enormous.
This is a terrible draft.
Look at how great this celebration is. Good for you.
Hey, we got to do connection with Baltimore. Chargers should trade up 6 picks here just to give us some excitement. Fuck.
No,
Something.
absolutely
Something, please.
no.
Well,
It's actually working out great
for.
Mike wants him to move up and draft a wide receiver that he's not even going to like anyways. So
He's not going to play. He's a two wide receivers the entire fucking season.
no, there's only a couple more picks left. And
He needs tears.
I think the Cowboys did great. Like they traded back, added draft capital, and they got tackle that
They should have traded back with Stanford.
I think is a quality.
Well, they need up. Yeah, this is a need from Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe they think like because. So I think that there's actually like 4 or 5 centers when you listen to people talk about offense, they think can start.
No.
Can be a lead start next year. So maybe they think, hey, we're going to draft the best guy on our board. This guy on our board is a tackle. Maybe they have a few of those players. This is who is this right here? Who are the Ravens?
I have no clue. Did they replace Patrick? Do they go off the line, keep building there?
They take Junior Colson. I'm shutting off the screen. I'm pulling all the cords out of the wall. And
Let's think about this. Buffalo's not taking linebacker. Carolina has pressing a linebacker. We'll get right to take them. Did Arizona take linebacker last year?
what is it?
Like our Matt Wilson being a Charger right now.
Well, so I think they took the kid from Clemson, Trenton Simpson or something. I think they took him like the third, fourth round last year. I mocked Cooper. Yeah, I mocked Cooper Gene to Buffalo. This is the last chance. Oh, no, I guess Kool-Aid with the 49ers. It's not going to happen, but a man can dream.
Zero's pumped. Congrats, Zero. Got the guy that you wanted. You said Alliance is the beginning of this whole stream pretty much. If you guys have been tuned into this for the whole time, appreciate y'all. Please subscribe to the channel, like the stream.
I think
whatever.
third of this draft has been third of the first round has been tackles.
Yeah.
Tackles or like, yeah. Like, because even when Jordan Morgan went, like this, I randomly said I love my wife so much with the microphone earlier. What I was talking about was she's apparently watching the draft. She goes, "Why are the Packers fans being booed and laughed?" And it's because they took Jordan Morgan also in Detroit, where like they're hated, and you see a situation where it's like some people may have viewed the Jordan Morgan pick as a reach.
Yeah.
But again, this comes from people who don't really know what they're talking about.
Like we're hating on the Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly. Like
We're just like not hating no matter what. Like, yeah, it could be a good pick. But that's the point is we didn't want it.
Yeah.
Want it to be a bad pick.
If you want me to give like something, I think that's kind of a negative is I think Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown are kind of like duplicate.
Yeah,
right?
the Hollywood Brown like 6-week guy, 8-week guy. That was kind of what I was not hoping, but like cool with the Hollywood Brown thing. I was like, this man's ankles are gonna last about 2 minutes.
Baltimore got a first round pick. Hollywood
Yeah,
Brown.
that's crazy. That was a great trade.
How does Kime should have inspired after that? Wow, bro.
Oh shit.
Oh, cut the cuties out, huh?
They don't want your Ravens, Joe.
Baltimore Ravens.
Cooper
Lejeune?
Dijon.
Nate Wiggins.
I was thinking defensive back. Humphreys getting old.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping Nate Wiggins would fall into the
Second round.
second round.
Well, I mean, if you look at the board, there's going to be some good talent in the second round.
Yep. There's a team picking in the top 5.
When you have 6 quarterbacks go, everybody else falls. When you have 15 offensive players go straight, defensive players fall.
Ravens get another stud.
Was that really a good highlight?
That was a great highlight. Did you see how much ground he covered?
Did you not see the wide receiver drop that ball?
That was a pass breakup. You can't tell me that was
Hell no, that wasn't a pass breakup.
Rewind.
Hit the receiver right in the hands.
Agree to disagree.
He made up the ground, the ball went past, still hit the receiver right in the hand.
That's makeup speed. Watch this. Tell me this isn't a good play coming up.
That's a pick.
No, right here. Watch this. Look at this chase down. Come on. You're telling me that's
Was that not a drop
He had to
pass?
have taken it. It is a drop pass and a pass breakup. It's full.
Look at this makeup speed.
Yeah, those
Hey, that was like, what's his name? The fucking last cheap pick. Shit.
But this is
All right.
this guy's a Raven.
Catch us up, Mike.
Yeah, who do you guys got San Fran taking? This might be the last interesting pick because we're turning it off. We don't even care about Buffalo.
I think San Francisco has to go defensive back. I don't know how they're Kool-Aid's out there.
Kool-Aid's a good pick. I think that's 49ers fans get behind that.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what
I mean, do they go? What
I think it
what
depends.
defensive tackle fit what their need right now? I mean, they love defensive linemen
Yeah,
because Newton's there.
so they still have Hargrave. They love the defensive line for sure. They did lose Javon Kinlaw, Ark Armstead. I think they lost one more player in free agency or something like that. So they could go defensive line. I think that this pick is secondary or offensive.
Oh yeah, you're gonna put Jackson Powers on their offense too.
Maybe.
That's the strengths, man. It's gonna keep.
And also, too, like Jackson Powers or something, like he went from one of those things where, like, I remember Chargers fans were like Jackson Powers Johnson in the second round, and then all of a sudden it was like Jackson Powers Johnson go as high as like 4th overall pick, and then it was like
I'm excited to go full line if they get a center now.
they go back. But I'm not like I've always been of the mindset that I think Bozeman.
I trust both.
Yeah. Center. I think he's a good quality center. What happened here? It's like
You frozen?
I don't know, the TV. It's like
Oh, it's a yeah. They ran out of ads. Enjoy the Zen.
Yeah, I mean nothing like a what is this? Honeybee
Bumblebee pollinate shit.
working for the queen.
Get out of my yard.
For the
Bees in my
woman.
yard. Actually.
You don't even have any grass. They have like
I
rocks.
do have grass.
Oh, in the backyard. Yeah, I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
You got to take a peek out there. I grew a bunch of grass.
I've seen it. I've seen it in a photo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fantastic.
Took only like 2 months only. Quick.
I would like to stop enjoying this end and enjoy the end of this draft.
Yeah, let's call it, man. I'd say we just Bills pick. We just don't even fucking pay attention to it.
Well, we can get up now and start getting our food ready. For sure. But what's going to be hilarious is if the Bills take a wide receiver that Joe doesn't like and to be upset about the Bills and the Chiefs trading.
Or they don't take
I'm sorry if you're telling me that like, you because the Bills have a lot of needs, and if the Chiefs call and say, hey, we want this guy, and then it's not the guy we want, I'm like,
why haven't they draft the trade details yet? What did they trade? They better got at least a 3rd round pick. At least.
Ooh.
You to Carolina.
But if they do, I would have to follow up to actually be the signers. Wouldn't they want to trade him for a 1st-round pick, or if they could trade him tomorrow night? What would the considerations be in your mind?
They can get the 1st pick tomorrow. Or 2 picks in the next 6 tomorrow.
They can get 1st-round pick value. Like, you look at some of the teams early.
Charger.
No.
You went away happy walking away with draft?
I'll be excited to see it, but it doesn't really make sense. Slot receiver, good blocker, great team guy. Sounds a lot like the guy we just traded for a 4th round.
I
Traded for a 7th round. A similar production and not our legend that all the fans have come to love and adore. I'm glad that Vlad didn't go to the Chiefs at least. I feel like that was a little worse.
So far.
Worthy. Yeah.
if Buffalo trades out with the Chiefs to move back to 64 or whatever, I need you to throw this.
No, don't put that table.
It's like,
Split the damages. If the Chiefs trade back with the bill.
I'm getting some new paywall.
Yeah. Mike's going to get all new equipment, and you and I will split the bill.
I don't know if you
Do not show this part of the stream to my wife. Because she'll be like, why is our bank account $3,500 lighter? Because I said something stupid out loud to Joe.
San Fran. Ricky Pearsall.
Brandon, I used
Gone.
going to Carolina.
Brandon, you like the color blue? I'm just asking for a friend.
Damn.
I could see Pittsburgh too.
Well, I think there's a couple teams right there at the first. You got Carolina, New England, Washington. You gonna tell me all 3 of those wouldn't trade a pick for Brandon Ayuk?
Ricky Pearsall was, damn it.
That's what you want to know.
Yes.
And Carolina and Washington are in good picks because they have 2 picks tomorrow early. So yeah, Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk. You're a Niner fan and you just saw this pick. You're saying goodbye to Brandon Ayuk.
Hope he didn't get a jersey.
And they're like, oh look.
So every time they've shown the offensive lineup and weapons for all these teams, it's always like the quarterbacks included. But for the 49ers, Brock Purdy to be fair.
Why? That's a top 5 quarterback, Tony, according to Niner fans. Why isn't he included in the graphic?
I mean, look, Brandon Ayuk is part of the puzzle. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
What a loaded
They're
offense.
including the wide receiver with
Handed
it.
around the clock, they traded up the picks. Buffalo.
I don't know. What I
yeah, they
said
did.
probably wasn't accurate.
Carolina traded up. 1 pick.
Look at this. Carolina or Buffalo's just like, hey, we're just gonna keep on
Going back.
I don't know what this benefits Buffalo or Carolina. What does this benefit Carolina?
I want to see the trades. Yeah, right? Unless Buffalo's going to take exactly who they're going to take.
maybe they
Other teams maybe were
I
calling.
wanted to know what it's like to pick from the winner's circle.
I think other teams were trying to jump.
So
Other teams trying to jump, and Carolina said, "Nah."
But jump for what? Like, I think the benefit of being able to sit there, reassess your draft board overnight, and pick number 1 tomorrow would have been great.
They got a second in the fifth. Buffalo did.
No, they.
Oh yeah, they just got a free
Yeah.
fifth.
They moved up 60 spots in the later rounds, and this team, the Panthers, moved up one spot. Like, is Buffalo drafting their guy, or are they still like the owners like have to make this move because I want to fly this guy on my private jet so I have something positive to talk about? Like, I want to have a press conference. We had a first-round pick.
Even though we traded it last year.
Like, what is like? I don't know what was so important for Carolina to move up
This
and
is
do it tonight. Like,
maybe they want the fifth-year option. Like, maybe Carolina's doing like a receivers expensive position. Jackson Powers Johnson makes a lot of sense. They just signed the 2 big guards. So if you think that JPJ is your guy, now you've got 3. They give Robert Hunt like $100 million.
Yeah.
what is Buffalo? I mean, I don't think Buffalo picks number 1 tomorrow. I think they trade that pick. You know how many offers you're gonna get for that pick tomorrow?
But they're picking up a lot of. I think they're picking up a lot of draft value to get players in to continue to be the best team in the AFC.
The Jets are going to win that.
You're not going to get
Keep calling that, Mike.
no.
Keep calling that because every time you call that, Mike, it never comes.
Jets to the AFC title game. We're calling it
There
now.
is no way.
Rodgers, Herbert, AFC title game. Get ready.
What would you trade up for to get the fifth option?
Fifth-year option. To me, I would trade up in this spot because I want a fifth-year option on the wide receiver because it's such an expensive position.
So if you're Carolina, you give up 4 wide
Not
receivers.
X is out. Spot. X is out of IU spot. They already have Deontay also. I want to do 3-headed monster, I guess.
Wait, Deontay's an X in your version?
No, he's a slot, but if they draft an X right now, are you going to also trade a bunch of picks and a big contract for another one?
So
Like, let's say they drafted it, or Coleman. Also going to get still.
I feel like Jonathan Mingo is kind of similar to
Yeah.
what they already have, where it's like you have to get the development going on Mingo. So now you'd be bringing in another rookie to get development on. It's like you gave money to Sanders and you just put money on these 2 guards, and you have a quarterback 5'10" or whatever. You should be shoring up the center of your line. You should be going.
Why not just do that tomorrow?
And
that's the part that doesn't make any sense.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. You asked me what I would trade up and want the fifth-year option. I'm saying I'd want the fifth-year option, but what I would do if I was the Panthers is I would get the center.
Yeah.
Like this pick would be Jackson Powers-Johnson.
Yeah.
And maybe they want fifth-year option on that spot.
Let's see it.
I'm just trying to think, like,
Here's the Panthers.
Panthers are in.
what?
Speedster, huh?
He
telling
called
you.
it. Remember you sent me that
Oh,
text
yeah,
message
yeah.
and he said, I'm being told I'm going number 32 in the draft. That's or whatever it was.
Well, he said Carolina said that if I'm there at the end of the first round, they're going to get me.
We need to get that clip.
Well, I think he said 33, but maybe they had to move up 1 pick just to, like you said, to get that 5th year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna draft a wide, if you're gonna move up to this spot, you would move up because you want the 5th-year option on an expensive. Look at Amon-Ra St. Brown just got $30 million a year or whatever it is. He's got a lot of guaranteed money. So if you're gonna get a guy, you're looking around. It's like, well, Brandon Ayuk's out there, but he's gonna want $27 to $30 million.
This might be my dynasty target right here.
T. Higgins, again, I just feel like this.
Wow, that's over. Like the Bengals are going to get a deal done for Higgins. They're going to have to let him walk. And then Ayuk.
This is just a kind of a bummer. It's another player that I was hoping was there for the Chargers.
Perfect fit.
Not that they were going to draft, but like just keep putting certain players in the draft that are valuable, one of a kind type body type targets because we need 37 to have some value tomorrow that people want to come. And he's one of those guys where it's like it's tough to find another Xavier Leggett.
Yeah.
Like contested catch.
Speed.
Yes. One of the things that people knock on him is that he doesn't run a lot of the route tree, but it's like neither did DK Metcalf when he came out. He's just fine.
Yeah.
So we got trades. We got a bunch of trades, none of which were like majorly exciting. But overall,
They're all
a pretty great draft. Congratulations to all the young people, their families. Their dreams came true. Tomorrow we get to do 2 more rounds. Dreams coming true. Look at the jubilation.
Let's see what the Chargers do here. 5 picks away. The Chargers are back up the clock again. What do the Raiders pick again, Joe? Well, they're going to pick quarterback. Or, they're They're gonna pick a wide receiver.
No, I could totally see them picking Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, they will. And they brought in, and one of the guys that they brought in.
Please.
Who did Spencer Rattler beat out? Or
He got beat
He
out.
got beat out.
by
Caleb Williams, right? I mean, if you got beat out by the number 1 overall pick,
That's
Not-
great news for
you're not
the
too
Jets.
bad. You're not that bad of a quarterback. Like trading the draft pick to the Kansas
I
City
think
Chiefs.
the way that it was trending is they were saying that Rattler was eventually going to be the number 1 pick. That's the problem.
I think what Joe was really trying to say is maybe Spencer Rattler is the Jalen Hurts to the two of Taylor. That's what Joe's saying.
There you go.
That's just been
Let's put it together. All right, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm exhausted. I had a headache from that last little stretch there. You guys ready to close?
Yes,
Anything else?
absolutely.
All right, we're gonna go eat. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one. If you guys like the
That's
stream,
8:55.
let us know in the comments what you think about the draft. We will catch you tomorrow. There'll be content dropping. I don't think we'll be live, but there'll be content dropping.